Rutherford does win the first hit out. So interesting that Evans is not starting in the ruck, but we won't worry about that too much. Here's Antonio Quach, gets a handball away, and Officer will be able to get the first centre clearance. They can go inside forward 50. Hot with ball in hand. He retreats on that occasion to Allen, the playing coach. He gets them moving forward. And I think it was a short kick which was paid the mark. Kick to half forward, not a good one. Turned over momentarily. Here is Rutherford, who got the first hit out of the game. Kicks down the line. It's a good one as well. And Monbulk can counter-attack. They've got the ball on the wing position. And they'll just continue to chip it short down the line. That should be cut off, and it is beautifully done there and beautifully read by Jack Little, who can send Officer back the other way. Loads up on the right boot. Gets a kick to about half forward. He was looking for a teammate there, and I believe it was one of these debutants. We haven't quite got all their numbers yet, but Monbulk have forced a turnover. Tap back to half-back. Beecroft, little chip kick on the left boot. Just misses the target, but it might still work out here momentarily. Handball comes away. Currently under the agency there of Banks. And now Monbulk should be able to go inside forward 50 with a low scrubby kick, but no one can gather the ball cleanly. Eventually controlling it there, I believe, was Honey. Gets a handball to half-back. Chip kick down the line. Is out of bounds on the full. And will be a free kick to the Hawks. So it's a bit of a game of tennis at the moment, Adam. Neither team really getting any clean possession.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're a minute and a half in, not even, and my neck already hurts. So it's been right back and forth. Another one kicks right into the man of the mark, coming out from out of bounds on the full. Really back and forth. Lots of turnovers. So
another opportunity here for Officer if they can get a clean passage of play. It's under the control of Ward, who got the handball away just in time. Long kick down the line. Should be cut up by Robbie Savoury. Was it out of bounds on the full?
Yep.
It was. There we go. So he dropped the mark, but it didn't matter. The ball had already crossed the boundary. So Robbie Savoury, who's probably going to have the job on Mark Seedsman today, kicks across goal.
Kicked 4 last week, Seedsman.
Little kick down the line is a good one. It finds Henderson. So slow methodical build-up at the moment for the Hawks. That kick nearly missing the target, but it worked out okay in the end. Barge calls for it down the line. He's not spotted. So how will Monbulk exit their defensive 50? They'll do that with a long kick down the line, but I think it might be turnover. Beecroft contested it well. He didn't take the mark, but he got the ball at ground level. Gets a handball away just in time. Dished it off to Lind, I believe it was. They go back into the corridor, but Antonio Quach full pounce. He gets the ball under his control, gathered it cleanly, feigned for a high tackle free kick, and he's won it.
No, he hasn't been paid
No, he's been paid holding the ball. It's a good decision by the umpire, because I reckon Quach played for that one. So Beecroft loads up on the left, sends the ball to about half forward. Oh, no mark can be taken. And there's another whistle. It's a free kick for a push. So this is going to go Monbulk's way. And an opportunity for Nick Waugh, the vice-captain, who will line them up from about 45, on about a 45-degree angle. So can the Hawks vice-captain get the first goal of the match of the round? It's been a bit of a messy start to this game, but the Hawks would certainly like a confidence booster. And he comes with a slow, deliberate approach. Starts it right, and it continues to go that way. Can someone mark on the line? No, it's thumped over and through for a rush behind. So first score of the day going the way of the Hawks.
Officer will bring the ball back into play here as we bring it out from fullback. Assessing the options. Then Officer just interested to come up the middle, looking for Quach. It's a beautiful kick, just really opening up the play. They got Hutton wide, they want to use him, he was calling for it. Didn't use him, he decides to go down the line. This one's going to be turned over and it's going to come into the hands of Lockie Shepherd, one of the players that I've highlighted, look out for, averaging just under 24 disposals a game this season off that half-back line, really well intercepting. So he moves the ball forward just over the head, but flying high. Did he hold on to it? No, unable to hold on was Banks. Now ball in the middle of the ground. Hutton goes in and gives a handball over the top. Now they move the ball forward. Here they go. They run through Nathan Allen. Nathan Allen puts it inside forward. 50 can Amar be taken? No, but going back, second and third efforts. They're looking for a handball at the back. They've got it. Over to Mybus. Mybus looks around. Handball at the back. Hutton. Kick. Low. Darton. Unable to hold the mark there. They go back and get it. Handball at the top. Monbulk. Now ball in hand. Trying to get off half back. Here is Shepherd. Shepherd goes wide. Does this stay in play? Yes, it does. He does that well and gets it out to Paddy Barge, the skipper. So Barge now at half back decides that's a second in-ball kick. Can this be cut off? No, but doing really well there. Keeping it in play is a mystery number 8.
Burley.
Burley.
Lucky I can get that one for you, Trent.
Yeah. What's he on here? Oh, he's just not on there.
Yeah, he's usually number 35.
Okay, yep. Number 8. I'll just cross that one out for myself as Burley gets a free kick in the middle of the ground. Going against, it says the vice-captain here, Jake Gaines, but he is the skipper today. Brings it wide. And here they go. They can run through Beecroft, one of the other players that we know who can impact the scoreboard, but he puts this one out of bounds on the full as he goes inside forward 50. So Officer again will be able to retrieve the ball here, going into the hands of Jackson Honey. Obviously, Honey, one of the young players they have there, had to shoulder a lot of the ruck work as an undersized ruckman last time we called when Gaines was out. He goes wide, and this one's gone out of bounds. Has this gone down the full? Yes, it has. So Monbulk will have their second shot at goal here. Nichols Wall again, but he's tucked up on the boundary. It's going to take a really good kick. Obviously, the wind playing a big factor today. We noticed that in the pre-game interview, didn't we?
Certainly did.
So Wall now goes the drop punt. No, it's going to go through for a minor score. So that's am I saying it's the second behind?
No, the first one was rushed. It fell short, but Wall did have the first shot at goal. You are correct. So 2 behinds now for Monbulk, and Officer can bring the ball back into play. So 2 behinds, 2 yet to score. And a chip kick down the line should work out at the end of Snooks. He's one of the leading disposal getters for Officer this season. He might have turned it over there. Was there a block? No. Officer can continue to press down the line. Here's Quatch once again, getting himself into a good position right in front of our broadcast van.
They're using Snooks higher up the ground the last few weeks. They've named him on the wing instead of half back.
Down the line, good one to Hutton. Burley mans the mark. Hutton continues to press down the line, but he's turned it over straight into the hands of Lockie Shepherd, who looks to bring it back into the corridor. Dangerous kick, though. He might have turned it over here. No mark can be taken, but a free kick for high contact will go the way of Lockie Ward, who won't waste any time. Gets it away to Snooks. His handball, though, was affected because he was tackled as he did it. Comes back to Antonio Quatch. Beecroft did well. He's had plenty of the footy already today. Gets a handball, and they might be away here, the Hawks, if someone can come up to meet it. And that was Wentworth who did that, but he was put under all sorts of pressure. Quatch once again is involved. Gets his handball away just in time, but Lockie Beecroft can put Monbulk inside forward 50. Kick to no one in particular. Can a mark be taken? Yes, it can. Beautifully done there by David West. He was under all sorts of pressure, but composed himself. That kick, though, not the best. It might still work out for Ward, who gathers it cleanly. Goes towards the outer side of the ground. Snooks again is involved. Gets a handball up the line to Houghton. Can he get it under his control? No, he can't. Umpire circling. This ball not going anywhere, and we will have a stoppage at half forward for the Hawks. So I reckon one of the real issues last time we called Officer, fellas, was the entries inside forward 50, and that seems to be a bit of a problem today, but also a problem for the Hawks. Both sides not really going in there with any sort of measurement. Burley picks it up at ground level, throws onto the lip, but the kick was smothered. Quatch once again gets a handball away, and he did that really well to release that man, Anthony, who kicks to half forward, and he's done well to find Seedsman, who wheels around onto the right boot. Mark Seedsman might have a look at goal. Kick is long. Can someone get a mark over the back here? No, they can't, and this should be rushed over, and it is. So all happy to concede, and Officer get their first score of the afternoon.
So a breakout game last week. Mark mentioned he kicked forward, but he also gave it 20 disposals, was doing plenty of work up the ground as well and getting back fast.
Yep. So 2 behinds to 1 behind. Shepherd with kicking duties here for Monbulk. Looks to the outer side of the ground, and that's where he's going to go. So not a particularly high scoring game this one, and Shepherd, I think he's turned it over. He has. So once again, as I said at the start of the game, it is a game of tennis at the moment. The ball's just going back and forth, and Officer should rebound inside forward 50. The question is, can they find some connection? Long kick into the pocket. Gaines is the deepest man. Couldn't quite clunk the mark, and again rushed over for another behind. So scores a level, 2 behinds apiece.
Yeah, it's been all over the place, to be honest. Like, lots of kicks to out of bounds on the full. Both teams trying to play along the wing and just can't keep it in bounds. So it's been quite an interesting start to this game.
No, you're absolutely right, Adam. It's a pretty narrow ground here at Monbulk, it has to be said as well. So
that's what Westwood did mention. It's a lot smaller ground out here, so they'll look to try and use their better ball skills, but yeah, adapt to the small ground.
You're absolutely right, Officer. One of the biggest grounds in the competition, probably only behind Hillsville and Pakenham. Burley, the kick fell short of him and he wasn't able to gather it. Here's an opportunity for Kinder. Kicks into the pocket. Oh, it was just affected. It was nearly going to be a mark inside forward 50 for Officer, but it didn't come to fruition. Long kick. Decker, will he get the bounce of the ball to go his way? No, he can't. He's been corralled by Little. Can he get away from him? Paddles it in front of himself. Decker puts him inside forward 50. Kicks to a 2-on-1, and it should be cut off. And Westra, the deepest defender, cuts it off for Officer.
So Westra now intercepting Mark. He does plenty of that, but 2 of them fly. Honey being one of them. Now kick inside the corridor. Going to might be taken. Yes, it is. And it's Paddy Barge, the skipper, to go back. And what is it, Aiden? Kicked a captain's goal. Only captains can kick.
That's what Leo would always say, Trent. A captain's goal that only captains can kick.
Oh no, just the kick out to who was there? It was Anthony and Josh Honey. Just
didn't communicate.
No, Jackson Honey even. I said the wrong bloke's name. Just no communication. Both went up for the mark and just it tumbles right out. And now we'll look at that captain shot at goal.
Barge now will come in from about 20 out, 25. Not much of an angle to deal with. Barge in he comes. Can he factor with the wind? Yes, he puts it straight through for their first. So Monbulk kicked the first of the game off the back of the skipper, Paddy Barge.
There we go, a little confidence boost to that one, and a bit of a nerve settler too, because neither side were really able to get any connection inside forward 50 and get a clear look. So beautifully done there by Paddy Barge, and it looks like Cam Evans will go up in the ruck on this occasion. Interesting that he didn't start in there, given his dominance. And another thing as well is he does have quite a bit of chemistry with Ryan Burley. Both did play at Heathmont for quite a while, so will be interesting to see how that little matchup there works out throughout the game. But it is back in the middle. What can Officer do? Can they respond?
So Evans now back in the middle up against Gaines. Ball's thrown up. Gaines goes a little bit early, and then Evans gets the tap down, but it's Officer who get the clearance, moving it forward for Allen. Now they try and get the handball over to Lockie Ward. Handball is slightly smothered, and eventually does get to Ward. Ward gives a handball out to the running Gaines. Shot on goal. Down to bounce in the full, missing everything. So Gaines, obviously the skipper for today.
How many kicks do you reckon have gone out of bounds in the full today, Adam? It's been a few.
Oh, it's been quite a lot. I reckon it's been about 8. It's been quite difficult to keep it in bounds, apparently.
So they'll bring it back in here. Monbulk and bring it up the wing, playing on, and this is going to go out of bounds in the full as we mentioned it. And going to be recipient of this kick is, I'm assuming it's one of the debutants. It's number 17. We don't have a 17. So I'm going to assume it's either Camsell, De Jong or Houghton. So I'll give you all a shout out there as they move it down. Just half forward. But Shepherd mops it up. Handball isn't exactly like they would have wanted to. Not very clean, as we've seen a lot of the start of this game. Not very clean possession, and that does not help with the wind. You want to try and be as clean as you can. And if you're not clean, especially with the wind already playing the factor, it's going to be a hard day. So now the tap gets down. They look to try and move it out here. Mybus goes in hard. He's met with a strong tackle. Handball at the back. Hutton's there. Gives a handball over the top. Now they can move it. Kick inside 450 off the boot of Valentine. Kick off the ground by Shepherd as he keeps in play. Yes, he does. Does really well, actually. No, but the umpire blows his whistle in the end. He's going to ball this one back in. I thought he might have kept it in. It was a bit of a delayed whistle.
It was. So it's a boundary thrown at half forward for Officer. Can they find some connection inside 50? Up it goes. So Gaines up against Evans. Gaines to the front, but Evans won it from the back. Burley gathers the ground level ball, but again, Quatch was involved. Forced the interception. This might be an opportunity. Houghton kicks it forward. Kick was smothered. And through for another behind. So unfortunately there was Anthony. So in fact, he kicked the behind. So 0-3 Officer to 1-2-8 Officer. We've already gone 12 and a half minutes.
0-3 and Monbulk, sorry.
No, Monbulk 1-2.
Oh, 1-2, sorry. Yeah.
1-2-8, yep. 3 scoring shots apiece, but
yep, there we
Shepherd.
go.
Shepherd in the back pocket. Doesn't have a whole lot to go to. No one really coming at him. He'll just load up and send it long down the line. Won't go out of bounds in the full. Gaines will park himself underneath it, and he takes the intercept mark, and he can rebound for the Kangaroos. Can he find a lead here? Seedsman provides one. Goes beyond him. Can he find a set of hands? He can, but it's the wrong set of hands. It's Robbie Savoury, steadfast in defence. Chips it out wide. That's a good kick to Ryan Burley, who won't pull the trigger. So not a whole lot to go to just yet. Burley just chips it short down the line. Pretty good kick it was in the end. It's worked out pretty well there. I believe that was to Wensley. Any options down the line? Long kick to the wing. No mark can be taken. Spills out the back. Nearly an opportunity there for Houston, but he couldn't get to the ball in time. Officer forced the turnover. Rutherford couldn't gather it cleanly. And now they might be away through the corridor here, Officer, but they've turned it over once again. And here's that man, Lockie Beecroft. Sends the ball to half forward. And they've got a man out the back here. They might be able to get a second goal. Looks like Decker, I think, but no, he couldn't get to the ball in time. So Officer get out of the jail for the moment. Kick up to the wing. Couldn't be gathered cleanly there by Rickard. Here is Shepherd. He's been busy in this game so far. Gets a handball away just in time. That's a dangerous one over the head of Shepherd. Good strong tackle was laid. No free kick was paid though. No prior opportunity. So that was Kai Lind, and we will have a stoppage right in front of our broadcast van.
I just wanted to quickly mention, like, Officer are playing so far back with so many men in defence. It's so Monbulk can't get that quick switch back from the defensive 50, which they've been able to do.
Both rucks got a hit out on that. Neither player could gather it cleanly. That was Burley and Quatch. Going to be an interesting matchup today. Here is Kinder taking on the tackle straight away. Kick out of the pack to about half forward. It's Beecroft again. Did really well to Wentworth. Kick into the pocket is a beauty, but it was thumped away. Good defensive work again from Officer.
Jeez, he's just such a big imposing figure, Cam Evans, isn't he? We saw it when he laid that tackle and the player's actually going to run off Tyus Kinder. He took a while to get up and was holding his ribs a bit there, a bit winded.
He is. And he really bucks the trend of dumb ruckman as well. He's a very smart footballer as well as Cam Evans. Up it goes. Rutherford in the ruck once again. It flew over his head. He knocks it back into the corridor. Thumped away on that occasion by David West. This might be an opportunity now. Baycroft swings onto his left boot. That's a really good kick. Paddy Barge will park himself underneath it, but Quatch did really well, got there just in time. Quatch has got it now, gets a handball up the line to one of our mystery players, number 17. Here is an opportunity for Valentine. Keeps it in play. Does he know?
Another bit late whistle, I think. Decision was made a bit later by the boundary umpire there, but everyone's been playing really tight to the boundary. Absolutely, it's going to be hard. Going to be hard for the boundary umpires today.
So boundary throw in once again. Up it goes. Evans to the front, but Gaines just grabbed it from the back. His kick was smothered, though. This might be an opportunity for Thornton. Picks it up. Handballs back into the corridor. They should be inside forward 50 here. The Hawks looking for Rutherford. It's over his head. Westra escorts it over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play.
So it's going to be thrown back into play here if they make their way over to where the stoppage is. So we just wait a second here. So ball's... Here we go. Ball's thrown back into play here. No ruckman probably it's going to be a free kick going against Rutherford. It's going to go to Gaines. So it looks like what they're doing, they're using Rutherford as a ruck, and then Cam Evans behind the ball as an extra number in the middle of the ground there, using his big body to not allow them to get past. And that kick is smothered. Could be a chance here for Monbulk going in to try and pick it up. There was Wall. Now they officer have it, and they can get a handball at the back and get it moving forward. Here they go. Allen over the top.
Good kick.
And it's a nice kick to Valentine. So Valentine now has a look around and has a runner at the back. Hutton, strubby kick down the line, but going to be cut off. Going to cut off, looks like Adam Banks. Now they can move it forward to the top of the 50. Flying high at the back was Honey, and he's going to give a free kick away for an in the back, unrealistic attempt, whichever one you want, and it's going to come into the hands here of Bailey Rutherford. Maybe a bit too far out, but the wind, we don't know how much the wind's going to play a factor with the distance-wise.
I think they're 45 arcs here, but yeah, man of the mark is right on 45, so still a pretty big kick required.
So Rutherford, and a tight angle as well. So he comes in, looking for Monbulk's second in the second of the game. Opens up the angle, kick is on the way, looks pretty good, and it's home! Opened up the angle, Buddy Franklin style, and goes bang!
Shouldn't have doubted him.
Nah, not at all.
Wow. So second goal there for the Hawks. They push the margin out to 11 points, 2-2-14 to just the three behinds.
Geez, that took me back to when I was a kid. How good was it watching back in the day just when he was about 55 out and you saw Buddy just wind up, open up the angle, and then just slot it through from 55-60.
That's it, when he was on that 45-degree angle as well, and you're right, and you just always hook it around. You were a Sydney Swans supporter, so you saw it for the best part of 10 years.
Swans,
I find a lot of left footers do like to open the angle up like that.
They do, yeah. Right footers definitely like to go straight at the face of goal. So anyway, it's back in the middle now. The other Gaines is up on the ruck this time against Cam Evans, but he did beautifully. Tapped it down to that man, Lockie Baycroft, and he's found a target inside forward 50. And they'll get another look at goal here. Will the Hawks? And it is that man, Bailey Rutherford, once again. He lined up moments ago. So he's already got one goal in the afternoon, and he's going to look for back-to-back goals. Will Burley ask for it round the back? No, he won't. So Bailey Rutherford already got one in the afternoon. This to make it a 17-point difference. This for Monbulk's third goal of the afternoon. In he comes from about 40. Good-looking kick, but he's just hooked it to the left. So he doesn't get his second goal. Bailey Rutherford extends the lead slightly to 12 points, 2-3-15. Now Monbulk to Officer just the three behinds. 8.5 gone into the first quarter, so we're now into red time.
Anyone tuning into this and don't have an update on the footy, Brisbane Lions do lead by a couple of goals, and Jackson Payne has gone down with serious knee injury and has been stretched off before half-time.
Not good for the Lions' defence. Socket forward on that occasion there by Sam Houghton. Can he gather the ball under his control? No, he can't. And Monbulk will look to rebound. Barge was lurking. Couldn't get the ball under his control. Quatch once again. He's had plenty of the ball in this first quarter. Here's an opportunity for Allen, but his kick was smothered. Beautifully picked up there by Kai Lind. And now Monbulk should be inside forward 50. The kick was smothered, but now they get it inside forward 50. Westra to the front, knocks it away. Picked up by Houston. Is that holding the ball? No, he gathered it cleanly eventually. Good strong tackle was laid by Little.
And holding the ball's been paid.
And he's rewarded. So Little looks to exit the defensive 50. He's got a long option, but he decides to handball short to Valentine. That's a good kick down the line in the end. So
had Jack Hamilton all on his own.
Good work rate by Valentine. He gets up the ground. No mark can be taken here through hands. One of our debutants, we believe. So pushing the back is paid. So where can he go? He's got West as a short option, but he wants to go long, and that's what he does. He'll load up on that left. Gets it to about half forward. Seedsman will fly. Just couldn't get to the front position. It was that man Evans once again. He did get to the front. Couldn't take the mark though. Seedsman, was he taken high? No, ball up.
Leaned into that, yeah.
And, yeah,
I think so,
a bit of the elbow up, but good on the umpire for spotting that one, especially from the position he was in.
Up it goes once again. Evans just grabs out of the ruck, gets the handball away to Ryan Burley, gets the clearance for Monbulk. West will park himself underneath it. Oh, he just couldn't quite take the mark. It was a bit of a wobbler in the air. Wasn't an easy one. Here we go. Thornton taken in the tackle. Is that holding the ball? No, umpire allows him to go. Here's an opportunity. Kick around the body there from Hatherley. Oh, Lind was there. He might still be able to get this one. Pushes his man off the ball. And eventually it's escorted over the boundary line by Westron. It will be a boundary throw in inside the forward 50 of Monbulk.
Certainly been an increase in pressure from both sides. Now, officer realised that they've given Monbulk the opportunity to kick those 2 goals and they really need to tighten up in the defence.
They most certainly do. So boundary throw in deep inside Monbulk's forward 50. Hatherley in the ruck this time. Nearly grabbed it out. Beautifully gathered by Athen. Gets a handle away, but he's turned over. Houston sharked it and he's kicked the goal!
Fantastic.
A snap out of the pack from Ben Houston. Monbulk have got their third.
That's those goals that you see that on AFL 360 this week. That's tap down straight to an officer player. Didn't quite see who it was. Had the turnover and Houston had about half a second to deal with that. Snapped it around the body and just got it to curve all the way back in. It was absolutely fantastic. And there's not too many that's a one-touch goal, and that's fantastic. That's exactly what you need as a forward line, and that's really going to lift Monbulk's pressure up.
It is most certainly. The margin out to 18 points. They've definitely got the scoreboard pressure going as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So Cam Evans will contest the ruck against Jake Gaines on this occasion. So can officer respond? They'd probably want to get at least 1 goal before quarter time and just cut the margin down a little bit.
So back in the middle here. Be Gaines and Evans. Evans does get the tap down and moves it forward to Barge. Barge gets moving forward now. They can go back inside forward 50. They're doing this quick too. Looking for the forward target there in Hatherley. Unable to... Well, no, he's got it on the second grab here. So now tucked up on the angle. This will take a really good kick.
Nearly a collision there with Lockie Beecroft, but he just sort of managed to get himself out of the way.
So Hatherley will line up. Kick is on its way. It looks more like a set-up kick, and it's going to be touched over the line and rushed over for a minor score.
So another rush behind for Monbulk.
So they'll bring the ball back in here, officer. Snooks this time. Looks like he's pushed back to take the kick in, and he goes wide to Little. Little now. Opts to just go long, high and up and under down the line. Can a mark be taken?
Ooh,
almost nearly taken, but now they can try and move the ball forward. Quash, who had plenty of the ball in the first 5 minutes, could get on the end of this one. Going in hard was Mybus. Mybus gets a handball out, and I think he's going to get a free kick for his trouble for in the back. Yes, it is. It'll come back to Mybus. Now he looks down the line, has a couple of targets he'd like, but his kick is smothered and probably rushed it a bit too much than he should have. Honey comes in and lies a strong tackle, and the umpire blows his whistle to ball this one up for the ruckman. Will go at it again.
Lots of smothers off the mark, just quickly. Man on the mark, so I reckon there's been 3 or 4 smothers so far.
I think they're getting excited with the smaller ground and just wanting to play fast, and not taking the time to get off the mark. And Beecroft gets a kick moving forward, and there's a whistle being blown. Just figuring out which way it's going. It looks like it might come...
I think it's going to be... Oh.
No, so he must have gathered it when he was out of bounds.
Yeah.
So it'll be thrown back in, Gaines and Rutherford. Rutherford gets front position and then gets the tap down. Quash knocks it forward. But it's Barge who goes in hard and he's laid with a strong tackle. And the umpire's letting it go, but he's blowing his whistle now to ball this one up. Jesus, skipper Paddy Barge has been in a lot of stuff early. Really positive start. Gaines wins that tap down for officer. Can they try and get the ball moving forward for their first goal of the afternoon? Ward to Little. Little shrugs off one tackle, gets around the second, then gets a handball out the back. Now they can move it forward. They bring it back inboard. Smart kick, and they've done that well. Moving it inboard to a Mystery 17, one of the new debutantes. And now they can bring it back inboard to Honey. Honey now, over the top, puts it into the path of West and asks him to work. West does work, but coming the other way was Shepherd. Now Shepherd puts the boot on the ball, kick down the line, and he's done that well. Beecroft, who started off this game really well, kicked over the top. Can they get back to stop it? Yes, he can, but no with a whistle.
Paid a high contact, I think.
Yeah, so it's going to come back to Josh Wentworth. So doing really well was one of the debutants coming in to try and stop it.
Well, Lockie Shepherd's had a good start to this game. Couple of interceptions and used the ball pretty well. And here you go, Trent. Got a kick after the siren.
So Wentworth will line up. 45, tucked up on the boundary.
Can't open up the angle either.
Yeah, G's he'll, if he goes in, this will be a real mood setter for Monbulk going into the quarter time break. Lined up for their fourth. Kick looks really good. Kick is going. Has it got the carry? No, it doesn't. And it goes through for a minor score.
There we go. So that is quarter time here at Monbulk Recreation Reserve, and it is 20 points the difference. 3-5 at 23 are the Hawks to 3 behind the Kangaroos. Adam, what did you make of that first quarter?
At first, looked like a lot of back maintain some pressure or get some pressure up. We'll see how this game goes.
Yep, we're underway in the second quarter. So once again, Rutherford starts in the ruck, and it was Jake Gaines who won the tap. He got it down to his playing coach, Nathan Allen, but he was wrapped up in the tackle straight away. So it's really all to play for here for Officer in the second quarter. 20 points adrift. So once again, Rutherford, he does win the tap on that occasion. Got it down to one of his teammates, but he was tackled straight away. So take 3 in the centre. So a bit of a gridlock in the middle of the ground. Up it goes once again. Gaines won the tap that time. Got it down to one of his teammates. I think it was Bo Anthony who gets a kick forward. And they might be able to make this work. Kick to half forward is cut off. So Robbie Savoury had no one really to contest with. Kicks to the wing to a 1-on-1 looking for Beatcroft. Allen contested, couldn't take the mark. It was picked up beautifully there. I think that was by Thornton. Handball was nearly turned over. Here's another opportunity now. Josh Rack this time. Kick down the line. Finds a target, but it was thumped away beautifully. And it will be a boundary throw-in. Just wide of our broadcast position here. Good defensive work there. Well, I think that might have been one of our debutants, number 22. We'll try and figure those ones out at half-time. So boundary throw-in. Once again, Rutherford up against Gaines. Rutherford gets to the front, tapped it down beautifully to Beecroft, who weaves through traffic, puts him inside forward 50. Evans is the deepest forward. No mark can be taken. Through the hands of Decker. Evans retreats. Here is Barge once again. Tries to spin around one, but he was locked up in the tackle. Here's another opportunity for Monbulk through that man there, Spencer, who's gone forward. Handball comes out wide. Lind, kick towards goal. Is home, is it? Yes, it is. He's got it.
Back yourself in, Aiden.
Just wasn't sure for a moment, but Kai Linder's got it. Monbulk extend the margin to 26 points. 4-5-29 to 0-3-3. Adam, not the start that Officer would have wanted.
Absolutely not. That's another instance of Monbulk just using their forward pressure, really showing Officer what they can do. There was a few like spin out of tackles and passing around, so Officer just really need to lock down as a defensive squad and see if they can stop Monbulk from scoring, because that's another unique goal scorer for Monbulk. So, like I said at the start of the game, it's not just one guy, it's to have to stop him through all avenues.
And he just had so much time and space as well, so it's back in the middle once again. Rutherford, the big fella, has to work the ground ball. Here is Quatch, who was very busy in the first quarter, and he's wrapped up by Lockie Beecroft, also very busy in the first quarter. So a lot of the usual suspects for both of these sides. Up it goes once again. Rutherford really getting the better of the ruck contest early days. Thornton's kick was smothered. Beecroft, again, unable to control the ground level ball. They slap it to about half forward. Beautifully gained there by Little, but he's turned it over. Beecroft can put Monbulk inside forward 50. They might have another opportunity here. Beautifully done by Kinder, but he's wrapped up in a tackle straight away, and it will be a stoppage inside the forward 50 of the Hawks.
It's inside forward 50 now, looking to try and pile on goal number 5, I should say, sorry. It's now the ball moving forward, handball out the back. Can they get the ball moving forward here? Tackle is lay. The umpire allows the ball to be played on. Officer try and gather it in their possession, but unable to. Handball over the top. It's really no clean ball being won here. Sam Houghton goes in and gets it, and gets a kick out of trouble, to Hutton. Hutton moves the ball forward and gets it moving. Looks like Valentine. They can bring it back inboard. Interesting kick. Can he get out the back? No. Monbulk now ball in hand. Now they can get the ball moving forward here. Henderson, handball out the back. No. But a kick. That's an interesting kick going wide, and it's not going to work at all. It's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So it just allows Officer to reset again. So I don't understand what that kick was, really.
I just don't think he thought his fellow teammates were moving forward to the ball. Just thought they were standing there stationary, ready to play the backwards kick game.
Gaines gets the punch forward, only as far as the boundary line. Can they keep it in play? Beecroft tries his hardest, gathers some ground, and yes, it stays in play. Now they can try and move the ball forward here. Scrappy ball being won here, the pack. And the umpire buys his whistle to ball this one up. So again, real scrappy play, no real clean possession again being won here.
If there's a time where you don't want to lose ball, it's around Lockie Beecroft. He's been absolutely killing around these scramble contests.
So ball now tapped down They can get the ball moving forward on cue. Here he is. Shrugs off a tackle as well. He's going to get a free kick.
He does it both ways too, Adam, doesn't he? He wins contested ball, but he's also a hard worker and can get on the outside as well.
100% he is.
Beecroft kick inside 450. Evans the deepest forward, but Haverley's in front. Pushes his opponent out of the way. He's going to give away the free kick. I just don't think he really needed to do that. So now Honey will come backwards. Again, an interesting kick. But it works out all right. Now they can get the ball moving forward, going with the opposite boot, flying forward. A nice mark, to one of the new players that we don't have at number 17. Now they go over the top here to Kinder. Now tucked up on the boundary at half back. So Kinder now looks to bring it across the goals, and he does it all right to Little. Little now he's going to try and open up the fat side, and he goes wide. But that's an interesting kick. It's going to get out the back to Hutton. Can he get ball in hand? He kicks it off the ground smartly because the Monbulk player was in pursuit, nearly ready to grab it. Then he goes back in and lays the tackle. Here you go, Officer now. Tackle on the ground. That's interesting. You don't see that very often. Don't think it's very wet either. Valentine, the ball just doesn't sit quite effectively for him. Now ball at the bottom of the pack. Can they get it out? The umpire's going to blow his whistle, and that he does the ball this one up. So I never see a tap on the ground, especially in dry conditions, Aiden.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Trent. An interesting one, that one. So there's a stoppage just forward to centre for Monbulk. I think it is Rutherford again to go up in the ruck, and Gaines wins the tap. They get it forward, but it's turned over. Hutt once again is involved. Long kick down the line, but he's turned it over. Just the ball use by Officer just not been quite up to scratch today. Here's Burley. He's got the ball in the corridor. He's been pretty busy today as well. Ryan Burley just happy to chip it short. So they're not rushing Monbulk, and I think their patience has probably paid off for them. They've been able to convert a few opportunities when they've gone inside forward 50. Long kick to centre half forward. It's a bit of a pitching wedge, and it's turned over, and the intercept mark is taken, and they can rebound the other way unless they've turned it over again, and they have. The mark eventually is held. Beautifully done there by Veet. It's a bit wobbly, but he got it under his control. And Veet will send Monbulk inside forward 50, looking for Lind. And he might have won himself a free kick for high contact. And it's not Lind, sorry. In fact, it's Hatherley. Ziggy Hatherley wheels around to the right, kicks into the pocket. No mark can be taken. Wall, does he keep it in play? No, he doesn't. So a boundary throw into the forward pocket for the Hawks.
Certainly not a place where you want a boundary throw in as Officer. You see how much they've been dominating in their forward 50 with the pressure, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Monbulk goal here. Yep,
and even worse for Officer. Cam Evans will contest this one, and he's going to get front position as well. He grabs out of the ruck, gets the handball to Ryan Burley with a check side, but is well and truly offline. This should be cut off, and it is. Well done by Hutton, parked himself underneath it and held strong. Hutton chips across goal dangerously. Oh, Westra held on. Beecroft was lurking, and Adam, he just can't handle it at the moment. Westra. Where can he go? Oh, Beecroft forces the smother. He gathers the ball cleanly. Gets the handball back to his man there, Rack. Unfortunately, though, the ball works its way over the boundary line and will be thrown back in.
There's been a couple of dodgy kicks back across goal for Officer today. Some strange decision-making processes happening. I don't know what the go is, but it's been all over the place.
Barge has got another opportunity, and I reckon he's nailed it. Has he now? It's across the face. Ball trickles into the pocket. Hatherley's there once again. He was able to gather the ball cleanly. Centering ball, and the mark is taken. And another opportunity for Wall.
That's what we're talking about. You see how many open players were there for Monbulk. So no Officer player manning up to anyone in the forward 50, and I reckon there was 3 blokes that could have taken that mark right at the top of the 50.
Yeah, they nearly muddled it up. There wasn't a lot of communication till late, but eventually Nick Wall gets himself underneath it. He's had a couple of looks today, only the one behind. So when he comes from about 35, looks pretty good off the boot, and he's put it straight over the goal umpire's cap, and they've got another one, Monbulk.
They always say third time's the charm, Aiden, and it's his third shot on goal, and he puts it through.
That's it. 32 points the difference. 5-5-35 to 3 behinds, and they're kicking away. 8.5 now gone into the second quarter.
Certainly are. They're just doing everything right with the footy at the moment.
Bless you, Trent.
Bless you, Trent. Hope you're doing all right over there. I don't know if you need a towel or...
I tried to put the mic away as much as I could. I need a sneeze button. Where is it?
But that's another unique goal kicker for Monbulk, so Officer really have to get it going.
Now Evans just grabs it out of the ruck and bombs it forward inside the forward line. Can they get the ball moving here? Yes, they can. It's inside forward 50. Shining going is David West. Ball at the bottom of the pack. Now Monbulk do have ball in hand. Can they try and make something of this? Umpire's going to pin holding the ball against Wentworth. So Snooks with ball in hand, and the umpire asks for the ball back to go back behind your mark. He did. Matter of fact, it's because it was David West's free kick, and Snooks tried to claim it. So West plays on and comes wide looking for Hutton. Can he hold the mark? And flying in forward, taking a really strong mark there was Max Thornton. The intercepting mark at half forward now. Now they can pounce back inside forward 50 here.
They just can't get the ball forward to centre at the moment, officer.
Thornton, interesting kick, tries to put it in the path for Haverley, but it didn't really work at all in the end. Gaines goes to Little. Little goes wide, looking for Ward. Ward now brings the ball back inboard, and they've done this all right. Here's the build-up that they needed. Now a kick to centre half forward. Seedsman's going to have to fly. Makes a contest. Ball brought to ground. Now tackle is late, and now it's stuck at the top of their 50. The kick just wasn't in Seedsman's favour, but he had to go, and go he did.
It was straight down Veet's throat, but you're right, Trent. That was good work rate by Seedsman.
So now, to be balled up at the top of the 50, they're waiting for Gaines to get there. I always wonder sometimes, why do they wait for the ruckman? Just throw the ball up. If they're not there, it's their fault. Like, as harsh as it sounds. But now the pro umpire blows his whistle. Is this on a ball? Another ball up.
Yep.
So it's going to be thrown up here. Evans and Gaines. Gaines gets that tap down, but can they move the ball forward? Offset. It looks like Monbulk will be the recipient here. Snook's chasing after it. But now they move it forward. Here go Monbulk shaking a bit of candy there. Now they go forward. Handball at the top now, down the line. Kick. Can they make some of this? Haverley does well. He's been lively down at centre half forward. Haverley then dances around his opponent, puts it to centre half forward, flying high over the top now. Now they can move the ball forward here. Handball over to Spencer. Spencer now kick forward, inside forward 50, and a couple of hands go out because they're like wondering where that kick was going off the boot there, Ryan Burley. They were wondering what the hell's going on.
I mean, I think he was having a kick for goal. He just shanked it. I feel like you're never going to try and kick the ball out of bounds going inside 50, though. It's a very optimistic appeal there from Officer. So
the ball will be thrown back into play here. Haverley gets that tap down. Ball at the bottom of the pack. A big, strong tackle laid there. The umpire blows his whistle. He's going to ball this one up. Deep inside the 450 here for Monbulk. Can they create another goal opportunity here? Now the ball is thrown up. Tap down. Going after it. Wentworth tucked on the boundary. Gives a handball out the back to Barge. Can he keep it in play? No. He runs it over the line for a boundary throw. We have been going 11 and a half minutes in this quarter. And still, Officer are yet to get a goal in this game, the first half. They will not want to be going into half-time goalless. So the ball's thrown back in. No ruckman gets to it. Get handball over to West. Now West again loves switching the play, and he's done that well to Kinder. Kinder now plays on, has a bounce, but he's in pursuit. Now kick inside 450 again to no one in particular. They're not helping themselves. A slight fumble might help them though. Valentine is tackled, gets a handball away though. But now Monbulk again with ball in hand. Now it's just a get out of jail free kick down the line. But they have it. They go to Allen. Allen looks to settle the troops and go short to Ward. Ward at half forward now. Has a look around, then wheels around and puts a kick. Again, not helping themselves with their inside forward entries here.
No, they're not. So Monbulk.
I have to pass it off, lad. I'm getting frustrated.
No, that's fair enough, Trent. Long kick down the line. That's a good one as well.
25? No.
I think it's fair to leave it. Ziggy Hatherley just decides to go backwards.
Maybe I was a bit loud. I got a bit of a side eye there.
Ricard. Being corralled by Valentine, but he works around him. Kicks across goal. Slightly dangerous, but it works out in the end of Savoury. It's been the real difference. The ball use from Monbulk has just been so much better. Long kick down the line. Lind parks himself underneath it and takes the mark up against Mybus. Lind loads up on the right boot. Kick down the line. Can someone get front position here? They can, but it's an Officer player, so they force a turnover. So they're getting a bit more territory in these last couple of minutes, the Kangaroos, but just still can't really hit the scoreboard with a major. So once again, they get it to about half 4. Here is Seedsman up the ground. He can put him inside forward 50. Will someone present to him? Gaines is one of those players. He goes beyond him though, and he's turned it over. Can you believe that? Straight into Lockie Shepherd's lap. The easiest of intercept marks. So Lockie Shepherd, does he kick across goal? Does he go down the line? He's going to pull the switch. He's been corralled by Snook, so he will go down the line in the end. He wanted to switch, but wasn't able to do so. And the intercept mark is taken. They bring it back into the corridor. Dangerous kick, but it works out okay in the end to Anthony. He can put him inside forward 50. And eventually he does. Looking for Seedsman, who couldn't stick the mark. And he's going to get a free kick for a high tackle. So Mark Seedsman can line him up from about 40. Can he get Officer's first goal? We've already gone 14 minutes into this second quarter, and they're yet to register a major.
And this has to be their first disposal inside 50 this quarter, surely.
Well, just about. As I've said, Adam, they've just not been able to get the ball forward to centre. So They're just getting a bit more territory, and now they've finally got some form of connection inside 50. The mark couldn't be taken, but just a bit of clumsy work from the Monbulk defence has given Mark Steedsman an opportunity. He's their leading goal kicker for season 2025. Got 15 already. In he comes. Looks pretty good off the boot, but it's just faded to the right, and still Officer cannot find a goal. So the margin now 31 points instead of 32. 0-4-4 to 5-5-35. 14 and a half now gone into the second quarter as Lockie Shepherd now has the kick-in duties and probably been one of the better players for Monbulk. So he's got a long option of Rickard, who provided a lead. He's got a shorter one of Savoury. But he decides to go to the outer side of the ground with a wobbly ball, and here's another opportunity for Officer. Running onto it is Hamilton. Can he pick it up cleanly? Spins out of trouble. Ball comes back into the corridor, looking for Biobus. Here's a chance for Houghton. Can he swing onto that right? No, he can't. He's tackled, and it will be a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Kangaroos. So what can they manufacture here? So it's going to be Kyle Gaines who'll go up for this ruck contest. Tap down to ground level. And another stoppage.
You can tell how much Officer want this to be a scoring opportunity. They've got so many people right on the contest, flooding it almost.
So Kyle Gaines against Evans. Evans won the tap. Monbulk desperately trying to exit their defensive 50. Good pressure being applied here by the Kangaroos, but I think eventually they might be able to clear. No, kick around the body. Can the Kangaroos find Seedsman? No, they can't. Shepherd again with another interception. Dishes it off. Interesting decision, but it worked out in the end to Barge, but his kick might have a bit too much on it. Here's another chance for the Kangaroos. And I think that's going to be balled up at half forward. So they're locking it in there. They just can't seem to find a mark inside 50.
Yeah, they would be getting frustrated there. They'll want this goal before the end of the first half. Now tap down here. Ball and scrambling. The umpire's going to blow his whistle to ball this one up again. So now, ball's thrown back up. Evans goes for the tap over the back of the head, and it's worked out all right because now they get the clearing kick. Does this stay in play? Yes, it does. A high up and under down the line. But Officer now have ball back in their handball. Now they go back inside forward 50. Mybus is there, but coming in and laying a good spoil there for Monbulk was Mitchell Decker. And it's going to go over for another boundary throw in. So Officer, we're a couple inside forward entries now. They just need to capitalise here.
I reckon since you said they weren't getting anything forward to centre, Aiden, they've had nothing but play forward to
dominated.
centre.
You're right. They've dominated all the territory.
Evans tapped down, but Ward's there to intercept it. Now they go forward, but it's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in the forward pocket. So it's not a terrible outcome because they're locking it inside 450. Something has to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That being said, you see how many Monbulk players have just waltzed into the 50. They don't want to concede a goal before half-time.
Well, you're right. There's not one player forward to centre for Monbulk.
No.
Tap down. Can they get something here, Officer? They're trying, but Monbulk get a handball out. They kick off the ground. Monbulk mop it up. Shepherd gives a handball out. Now they get a clearing kick outside. Still inside the defensive 50. And Officer again have ball in hand. Allen, a short kick. Will this be cut off by Evans? He does well. It's not even Evans, Savoury. Now the ball moves forward. But still, Monbulk are having trouble getting it out of their defensive 50. Umpire lets the play go on. And now blows his whistle.
Well, so many players down there, Trent. Even if they get a kick away, I mean, Officer have got the numbers behind the ball.
Well, you got Snooks here, then you got Wester right in the middle of the ground there. So there's no clearing kick. They can't even open up the fat side. It's just going to go into Snooks' lap. Now, they get the ball moving forward. Here, do Monbulk. Okay, this is maybe the only way. They're going like a ton of ball style. Beecroft takes it on himself. Shrugs off a tackle. A bounce.
No.
But then the bounce did not favour him. It did not come back up like it should. And then he's knocked off the ball. But now it's at the bottom of the pack. And it's going to be nearly, we had some highlight in this game to open up the play, some free running, and it had to be spoiled. It was bloody spoiled.
I was
getting excited.
It was always going to be Lockie Beecroft, though, wasn't it, to create something?
Tap down one by Evans. The umpire calls the ball back. Beecroft not going anywhere.
Just that run off half-back, that's fantastic from Beecroft. There was always going to be some energy sparking, but...
Evans again uses his power, puts the ball moving forward. Now they can go here. Now a kick inside 450. They've got a player at the back. Yes, they've got it.
This would be heartbreaking for Officer Trent.
I think it's Ben Hewson.
It is Hewson.
Yeah, number 2, yep.
After all that territory, if they kick a goal here, that's the straw off the camel's back.
19 minutes gone in the second quarter. Still no goal for Officer. And it is Monbulk lining up again for another goal.
How long do you reckon they had it down there for, Adam? 5-6 minutes?
Oh, it's got to be at least that. Just couldn't make the most.
Hewson, step around his body. And he's got it! Jeez, that one hurts, officer. They dominated the territory battle for the last 5 minutes, got it inside 450, still searching for their first goal of the game. Monbulk go, nah, we're not allowing that. Get it inside 450 to Houston. Houston just goes, thank you very much, snaps it around his body on the boundary line and makes it look easy.
Well, that's his second goal for the afternoon as well. And as you say, Trent, it's just so disappointing for Officer. They finally dominated the territory battle and they were getting repeat entries, couldn't convert, and then Monbulk pretty much in one passage of play, or maybe two passages of play, get the ball down there and they kick a goal.
Ben Houston was taking the absolute mickey. Officer struggling to get a goal down here, and he goes, I'll just show you how to get it done, lads. Snap around my body on the boundary line.
So it's back in the middle once again. Rutherford just grabs it out of the ruck and they might be able to get the centre clearance. Handball to Banks.
Throw.
There we go, penalised for a throw. So here's another opportunity. Looks like Quatch once again, is it?
Yep, I believe so.
Quatch. Loads up on that right boot, sends him inside forward. 50, looking for gains, but thumped away by Savoury. Burley run onto it. Handball over the head, comes back to Savoury, who gets Monbulk out of their defensive 50. It's a beautiful kick as well onto Rutherford, who had plenty of room to work with. And they're away here, the Hawks. They pull the trigger, kick down the line to a one-on-one, looking for Hatherley. It spills out the back to him, but he couldn't gather it cleanly. They do force a turnover here. Opportunity now for that man, West. He couldn't gather it cleanly either, though. Westra goes towards the boundary line. He gets it back to West. Hutton gets a handball down the line, and they can get it to about half forward, looking for gains. And the ball trickles over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play.
No, it's not. There's a free kick. Might have been out in the full, actually.
Oh, there we go. Once again. So Spencer gets it from Savoury. Looks into the corridor, and he does decide to pull the trigger on the switch. Doesn't quite get the kick, but it works out in the end to Henderson. He's got Thornton wide. Kinder nearly was there to cut it off, but he couldn't quite get there in time. So Thornton got a few options down the line, but he decides to switch once again back to Savoury, who's had a bit of the ball in these last couple of minutes. Robbie Savoury loads up in that left boot, looking for Beecroft. Can he run onto it? Yes, he can, Lockie Beecroft. How's the work rate from this man? Waste no time. Little chip kick on the left is a beauty, but the mark couldn't be taken. It was spilled there by Wall. Wall handballs back to Shepherd. Shepherd to Rack. They go backwards to go forward. Kick was smothered. Heads towards the boundary line. West gets there for Officer, does he? No, happy to escort it over and another boundary throw in.
Beecroft almost ran onto his own ball just then, had a really nice spearing kick and the mark just couldn't be taken. I thought he was going to pick it up, just go, thank you very much, mate.
Boundary throw in once again. Rutherford against Kyle Gaines. Neither ruck was able to get a clear tap, and they might be away here through the corridor. Officer, interesting looking handball though, might have been turned over. And we will have a stoppage just forward to centre this time for the Kangaroos, but they still just can't seem to find this goal.
That was the good old self-handball. He actually has picked that up from himself. I didn't actually see who it was, so...
So back up it goes once again. Rutherford got a little fingertipper on it. Spencer gets the ball to about half forward. Hatherley is there. An intercept mark is taken. Beautifully done there by Honey. Wants to chip it across. He really unsure where to go. Jackson Honey's go left and then right and then left again. And he's missed the kick. Little back to West accidentally, but it worked out in the end. So West off the half-back line. And it's out of bounds on the full once again. Can you believe that?
Out on the full.
So the recipient of the free kick is Rickard. Chips it short, and it works out okay in the end once again to Spencer.
Spencer wanted 25 for that. He wanted every metre he could possibly get out of that.
Spencer loads up on the right boots, a wobbly ball to half forward. No mark can be taken through multiple sets of hands. West once again been pretty busy these last couple of minutes. Houghton got a handball away. Here's an opportunity once again for Little, kicks down the line, but again out of bounds on the full. Monbulk can reload.
So they'll look to reload here for Spencer. Tucked up on the boundary to bring it back into play. He brings it back inboard to Savoury, who stands up high and takes a good strong mark. Now he brings it even wider, looking for Veet. And Veet now mops the ball up and brings it in. They're going real wide here, and then gives a handball over the top, kick over the top, sorry, to Burley. Burley brings it back inboard. See, this is the build-up that they're lacking, Officer. So now Henderson goes wide to Shepherd. Had a ball on a string, Shepherd. Him and Beecroft, probably the two better players on the ground, and goes wide to this man I just mentioned in Beecroft. Just on cue, just turns up. Now they go wide. A kick didn't really favour it. Savoury tries to mop it up. Can he mop it up? No. Ward does really well and decides to go off the ground. Allen will try and go in and back and get it. Valentine gets a handball at the top. It's going to be a free kick going for incorrect disposal, or was it held the
Yeah,
box?
so,
throw.
yeah.
Called it a throw.
My binoculars was zoomed in too much. I couldn't see past that. But now they go wide to Evans. How's Evans got all on his own down here in the defensive 50? So now Evans goes over the top to Hatherley, who's been real lively, moving his way up the ground. Has a look around. Wouldn't be long to go in this quarter. 24 and a half minutes gone. Now kick down the line. Can Mark be taking... Oh, geez. How's he, the smallest guy on the park, taking that in Burley?
In
Now
about
Burley
5
brings
or
it
6
out in board.
offside players.
Spencer brings it inside forward 50. Can they get one before the half-time break? Flying over the top. Is that Shepherd down the forward line?
It is.
Shepherd's crept forward. And to top off a brilliant first half, could put through a goal and really shoot the hearts out of Officer here in their first half that they will want to not remember. They'll want to forget this first half, and Lockie Shepherd could put even more pain on the heart here. Great first half, Lockie Shepherd intercepting everything and driving them off the half back line. Somehow push himself deep forward and taking a big strong mark. So he lines up for his first. Can he put an icing on the cake for this first half performance by himself? Shepherd, in he comes, looks pretty good, and he's got it. What a first half there by Lockie Shepherd and Monbulk, and they all get around him.
43 points the difference, and that has got a sting for Officer. Just could not find any connection inside forward 50. They had the ball down there into the ground long enough. 7-5-47 are the Hawks to the Kangaroos, just the 4 behinds. A pretty disappointing half from the second half action underway. Can the Kangaroos fight back, or will Monbulk hold strong? Up it goes, and once again it is that man Rutherford starting in the ruck, and it was Gaines who won the first tap. The ball is taken by Houghton, who kicks out wide, looking for Kindo, who couldn't quite get the ball under his control. Deckard forces a turnover, kicks down the line, and the mark is taken here by Wall. Didn't go the required distance, though, said the umpire, so it's going to be a stoppage on the pavilion side wing. So what can Officer manufacture out of this stoppage? Can they get an inside 50? More importantly, can they find a goal? One of the players was tackled. Huge numbers around it. Beecroft goes in, so too does Quatch, and Quatch comes away with it. Kicks around his body, 2 or 1-on-1. That's an intercept mark taken, and once again it's that man Shepherd who kicked a goal in the half-time siren and has absolutely dominated this game. Lockie Shepherd loads up on the right boot, sends it long down the line. Thump towards the boundary line, but the ball is kept in play. Rutherford pretty busy for the moment, and the umpire comes in and once again calls for a stoppage. So Monbulk
Excuse me, sorry guys.
holding up pretty well in that defence once again, like they were in the first half. Now they get the ball to about half forward, dumped away by West. Was he held? No umpire calls them to go. They exit the defensive 50 for the moment to the Kangaroos, and they get a slightly fortuitous bounce of the ball, but no one can gather the ball cleanly. Eventually Hutton can get the ball under his control, comes back into the corridor, finds Little, but Little's turned it over. Thornton, oh, he's kicked it straight into Little. Can you believe that? Try to kick it over him. Lind flew over his head. Beecroft is there once again. He repelled that attack. Houghton dishes it off. That kick only goes about 3 metres, so the mark won't be paid. Little taken in a strong tackle, and we will have a stoppage at half forward for Monbulk.
I wish to keep an eye on Houston. Just seemed to cop a heavy hit. Just him and his player just running crossways and run into each other. Seemed a bit shaky when he got up.
Evans won the tap. Barge couldn't take it cleanly. In goes Houghton once again, looking for Quatch. Evans. Quatch comes away with it now, gets a kick down the line, looks for a 1-on-1, but Shepherd's going to force another interception, and he escorts the ball over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back into play. So nothing's changed for Lockie Shepherd. He's just cutting everything off from Officer. So another boundary throw in, and again it's Rutherford who will contest it. He doesn't get front position, but he just got rid of Gaines. Barge retreats with the handball, and now they can press forward. Here is Hatherley, and he's got a good strong mark and a 1-on-1. Ziggy Hatherley wheels around onto the right. It's a beautiful kick, and he finds Burley. And he'll line them up from about 40. So Ryan Burley
A lot cleaner movement up the wing for Monbulk just then.
Yep. So Ryan Burley from about 40 metres out. Bit of an angle to deal with, but he's usually a beautiful kick, but hasn't kicked a goal just yet today. Here's a good look for him. And this potentially to extend the margin to 49 points. Already gone 3 minutes into this third quarter. In comes Burley. Swings out onto a bit of an arc. Starts it right. Won't come back, and in fact won't make the distance. Oh, here we go. Spencer, kick around his body, is well and truly offline. And just sneaks through for a behind. So Josh Spencer unable to convert. And they extend the margin slightly, but only by 1 point. So 7-6-48 now plays just the 4 behinds. Snooks brings it back into play. And he's turned it over to Barge. So now Paddy Barge might get a look at goal. 7.648 are Monbulk, and in fact I think he's going to line them up from directly in front. You'll have to kick it from beyond the arc of about 45, I think it is here at Monbulk. We wanted to go short. Paddy Barge, no, he's going to load up for goal. No, he does chip it short. Oh, can you believe that? Ziggy Hatherley all on his own.
You should have seen it coming. So Hatherley was on his own. He was in the goal square with the rest of the pack, and he sprinted out, and his player just sort of went, oh, he's not looking at him. And all of a sudden, just a chip kick straight to him on the biggest lead you've ever seen. I reckon he ran 35 metres for that footy in a place where everyone was stopped because he thought he was just going to kick for goal, but it would get really well for Hatherley.
Bit too easy for Ziggy Hatherley. Can he convert the opportunity? This to make it an even 50 points. In he comes. And he's pushed it out to the left. So had a couple of early opportunities, the Hawks, but not making the Kangaroos pay.
So they'll bring the ball back into play here. Kangaroos, when they can gather the ball back, and now they do. They've got the ball back in their hands now. In the hands of Ashley Allen. Ashley Allen now looks around and decides to just play on and bring it up the line. Can Amar be taken here? Flying forward, and a nice mark taken by Sam Houghton. Houghton now swats the player out in his line to Lockie Ward. Lockie Ward has Hutton all on his own. Then he has a player inside 450. Can the kick be there? Just the kick did not favour them. But they can still try and make something of this. Ball at the bottom of the pack. The umpire's going to blow his whistle. The build-up was all there. Ward to Hutton. And then Hutton's kick just had to be right. And it just didn't have the carry all the line right.
It felt like it wasn't a hard one to hit, Trent.
It's a ball for in there now. Gaines gets the tap down. Allen is there. He tries to break through the tackle, then kind of just drops to the umpire, lets it play on. Snooks has just helped over the boundary line.
I don't want to be too critical, but I just felt that just had to be... there wasn't a lot of pressure on that kick, and you got a man with no one within about 30 metres of him. You've got to hit that.
So now, ball to be thrown back into play here. Gaines. Rutherford gets the tap down, in the end. Quash knocks it forward to himself. Can he pick it up cleanly? Not quite yet. Now he does, but he's tackled. Is that holding the ball? Umpire says play on. Valentine has a little bit of space, then puts it inside forward 50. Can Amar be taken? Not quite. Is he going to stay in? Shepherd is there, but he's almost tunnelled. Is he going to get a free kick?
No, he's giving away one.
I understand. I don't know how that could be a high contact free kick when the player has run into him.
Yeah, interesting.
I get we're protecting the head, but there is not much Lockie Shepherd could have done there.
He was pretty sore too, actually.
Yeah, but there's not much.
I get what you mean, 100%.
I'm not even trying to be rude, but there's not much Shepherd could have done to avoid that contact.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Trent. It's a bit stiff, but here's an opportunity.
So it'll be Lockie Ward who has a free kick here, tucked on the boundary line, and the player's going to go right off too. He does not look in a good way. So thoughts out to him. We hope he comes back on and hope he's all right. But geez, it's going to take an unreal kick from Lockie Ward to kick their first of the afternoon. It's the second half, and believe it or not, Officer still haven't kicked a goal. So Ward, kick is on its way. It looks like more of just a set-up kick. Can it be marked? No, it can't. Fall to the back of the ground. Seedsman is there to apply the pressure. It's going to be rushed over for a minor score. So still searching for their first goal. Officer, and it's getting really, really painful to watch. I want them to get their goal here, Aiden.
Oh, I think we all do, don't we, Trent?
Shepherd to bring the ball back into play. And then just plays on and goes short. Savoury. Just a short kick in the pocket. Now has a look around. Is he brave enough to take on this kick? Switch kick? No, he's not. And just goes down the line. Can it might be taken? They could be at the back here. Yeah, Wentworth handballs it in front of himself, and then he's knocked over in the meantime. And it's going to go over the boundary line for a boundary throw in. So, unable to really gain much momentum, but they've got the territory battle past the halfway mark. Officer going to want to try and lock it in here and get it going their way. But down now, they get the tap down as Evans. But Officer get the clearing kick. Valentine is there. So is Snooks. Snooks runs around, does really well. Then the handball, geez, it wasn't really well, but it works out all right to Little in the end. Little makes it look better than it probably was. And the kick over the top. Can they mop up this? Yes, they can. Running away now. Kick in to the top of the 50. And it might be taken. Not quite. Seedsman. He did battle hard. Lockie Ward tries to. Then he's helped over the line. And then tackled after he let go of it, I reckon. But umpire lets it play on. He was already over the line. But wanted to a little bit more. Show his authority on the contest, I think.
Yep.
Just let him know he was still there. He wasn't getting past him.
So boundary throw in at half forward for Monbulk. So Evans goes back in the ruck up against Gaines. Gaines eventually wrestles his way to the front, but it was Evans who sharked it. And I think it's a free kick for high contact for Evans. So Monbulk with the ball at half back. What can the big fella do? He's got a few long options. Ziggy Hatherley provided a bit of a lead. He just decides to dish it off, and that's a beautiful kick there to Spencer. Just makes the required distance. Spencer Peers into the corridor. He has a short option of Burley, but he'll go beyond him. Long kick down the line, going to go over the head of Hadley. Rutherford was there. Westra couldn't stick the mark. Here's an opportunity. Anthony got a handball away, and he gets it back beautifully done. Bo Anthony, he just got the kick away just in time. He was going to be done for holding the ball otherwise. Here is Snooks, back into the corridor for Antonio Quach. Puts him inside forward 50. Seedsman! No, and Veet did beautifully. He did enough. He can exit the defensive 50, and he finds Burley, but Burley didn't take the mark. He probably should have stuck that one. He's in a 1-on-1 up against Gaines. Picked up by Kinder. Gets a handball back towards the corridor. Now Little puts Officer inside forward 50 with a wobbler. Can they find a goal here, the Kangaroos? Valentine taking in a dumping tackle. Umpire was about to call ball up, but decided against it. Now he does call for it. So a stoppage at half forward for the Kangaroos. What can they manufacture from this? Up it goes. Evans just trying to grab it out of the ruck. He just wheels it forward. He's got to get rid of this. He took on Ward. He does eventually. Gets it to Burley. Burley back to Evans. Through the corridor. Go Monbulk. Long kick. Can Rutherford get out the back? Maybe Beecroft. Has he got the leg speed? Lockie Beecroft. Oh, he did well. Got the handball away. Rutherford couldn't take it cleanly though. Eventually gets that ground level ball. Handballs back to Wentworth. Wentworth looks to centre it. Oh, and it's thumped away. But they're not out of jail just yet. Our Officer West eventually picks it up cleanly. Now they might be out of jail. Here is Kind. Oh, good strong tackle by Decker. And he's gone. How was the work rate from Mitch Decker? Fantastic. And he'll load up on the right boot. Sends it long to the top of the goal square. Rutherford can't take the mark. Maybe an opportunity for Hadley at the back. Here's Rutherford again. This is pressing stuff here from Monbulk.
It's been fantastic, this forward pressure. Oh, there's been some insane bits of play. Just really, you think that the ball's gone. You think that the ball's got in Officer's hands. And all of a sudden, it's everywhere. And Officer can't do anything about it. But it's now have a scrimmage on the goal line. I can't tell if
it's rushed over.
Yeah.
So 7-8-50 now are the Hawks to Officer, just the 5 behinds.
So now they bring the ball back into play and they do this all right to Ward. I think he's been quite impressive, his work rate moving up the ground. So, sorry. And they'll bring the ball. Ward will switch the play and done that well. Get over to the far side. Now they look to go to West. Can West make it? He makes a really good contest and takes out the player in the meantime. Then he goes to try and mop up his work. Westra goes in and gets the handball back out to Ward. Ward mops his kick down to Honey. Honey, can he shove the tackle? No. Not quite. Get Burnley now, mops it up. Now they look to go back to Burley. Burley backwards. Now can they make something of this? Monbulk kick inside 450. Kick is good. Looking for Hatherley, but it's spoiled out the back. Can it stay in play? No, it trickles over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
Houston copped that so hard just then. I thought he was gone. I thought we were going to need to get the stretcher out and everything, but just pop back up. He's a tough unit.
Now the ball thrown back into play. Gaines gets that tap down. Now they get the clearing kick out, but Evans is behind it, but the bounce doesn't favour him at all. But they still manage to grab him. Big tackle late in the middle of the ground.
Well done.
But it's definitely a tactic that has clearly worked. They're using Evans in the defence, and then just popping him behind the ball in the middle of the ground. So now Evans goes back in the ruck and then wins the tap down. And now the bottom of the pack, tackle late. Umpire blows his whistle. A lot of these happening today. Stoppage of play. And it'll be ball back up in the middle of the ground. Go for it.
Probably just using Evans as someone who doesn't need to run around to every part of the ground. Don't tire him out so much, and he can absolutely help with these ruck contests, as you can see him do now.
As now Monbulk look to go forward inside 450. Kick inside. Going to be cut off. He's at 25 and umpire lets it play on. Now they go wide, looking for Kinder. Can Kinder hold this mark? Yes, he can. Kinder go backwards. Interesting they go backwards. They want to be moving forward as much as they can, I think, Aiden.
Yeah, no, they've got to take the game on, Trent, for sure.
There's nothing really to lose now, so I think you just go all out. So now they look to go forward. Here they go. This is what we like to see. Tuck it under your arm and take it on. Nearly got himself in trouble, but that's all right. Rather see it take it on than not. Valentine handball backwards. Now they get it, but now, here we go. Monbulk, kick towards goal, and it's through. Coming off the boot there, Nicholas Wally puts through his second, the vice-captain.
There we go. So 51 points the difference now, and it took nearly 13 minutes, but eventually we do have a goal in this second half, and unfortunately for Officer, it was Monbulk who got it. It's a 51-point difference, 8-8-56 to just the 5 behinds, and Adam, they really muddled that one up.
They certainly did. Officer's defensive pressure has just been crumbling the entire game. Just moment after moment, decision after decision, just hasn't been quite right and been a real collapse. All of a sudden, all the officer players were huddled in the middle trying to recover the footy, and there was about 10 Monbulk players that they could easily get given it to. So Nick Wall just went, I'll just pick this up, lads, and I'll just slot this from 15 out. Just the easiest drop punt he's ever had.
He did so. Evans is back in the ruck, and he taps it down to his skipper and Paddy Barge, who puts the Jets on. He can put Monbulk back inside forward 50. It's over the head of Rutherford. Intercept mark couldn't be taken there by the other Allen in Ashley. Dangerous times again for the Kangaroos. Monbulk have got ball in hand. No one can gather it cleanly though. Beecroft is there once again. So too was Lind. And the umpire will call for a ball up about 25 metres out or maybe 30 metres out from Monbulk's goal. And they're looking dangerous once again, the Hawks. They'll want to continue to pile on the pain for the Kangaroos. Plenty of numbers around it. Wentworth lays a good strong tackle. Again, the umpire's circling. This ball not going to go anywhere. And once again, it will be a ball up. So Rutherford again to do the ruck duties up against Cole Gaines. He taps it back, but it was sharked beautifully by Westerer, I believe it was. High up and under ball. Seedsman in a 2-on-1. Won't be able to take the mark. Veet did really well. It wasn't a mark, but he took it cleanly. Got the handball away to Shepherd. Shepherd over the top. Here's an opportunity for Barge. He gets an accommodating bounce. He can put him inside forward 50. He goes with a bit of a pitching wedge into the pocket. And a good strong mark is taken by one of our debutants, I believe, number 22. We don't have his name down, but that's all right.
He's had a few touches in the last couple of minutes, number 22.
He has been very handy. Long kick down the line. Is a bit wide. Is it too wide? Yes, it is. It's out of bounds on the full.
I'm just going to shut my mouth. I just won't talk for the rest of the match. Is that all right with everyone else?
Yeah. Kai Lind, that's all right, Adam. Back yourself in.
It's good to see when your family show some support to your content. I've just done the chips and gravies video on Facebook, and my mum's laugh reacted to the video. So you got to.
Kick out towards the wing. No mark can be taken. Through the hands there of Aaron Hoare. Mybus gets it to about half forward. Seedsman, it bounces in front of him. Does he have the kick a goal? No. Brody Snooks has snuck forward. Kick towards goal. No, it's faded to the left.
No.
Oh, it was a golden opportunity and it's gone begging. Snooks, it was online pretty much the whole way and it drifted just at the last moment. And an officer still can't find this goal. The margin back to 50 points.
So now that Monbulk will try and get out of the defensive 50 here, as they've done so well for most of the game, but that was just an opportunity that they need. Oh, this really hurts.
It does.
We just want to see him kick a goal, and it could be the start of a comeback. You never know.
Exactly right, Trent.
So now they bring the ball back into play on the far side of the ground. Geez, they don't like using this side of the ground, do they, here at Monbulk Recreation Reserve?
They don't like using this side of the ground. Whatever side we're on, Trent, they use the opposite side.
So now they go forward.
Oh,
so you're saying if we were on the balcony, they'd be using this side?
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
You know what?
You know what? There's some match fixing going on in that, I reckon. There's some match fixing.
Definitely.
So now they bring the ball back. Shepherd, who's had the ball on the strings, they've been one of their better players, if not the best player. Look, goes down the line, looking for Savoury. He holds the mark. Looks like Savoury's almost pushed forward because he took that deep. But now he's told to play on West. Gives the handball to Hutton. Ooh. Hutton kicked down the line, looking for Snooks. Snooks went for the one-hander, didn't quite get it, but then Gabbers then gives the handball over to Seedsman. Seedsman just bombs it on his boot. There's no one inside 450. Lockie Ward's got out the back. Here's their chance, but the bounce didn't favour him at all. So now they bring it inboard, but they've intercepted here. Valentine! Oh no! Ball smothered! Monbulk look to try and mop it up here again. Here we go! Gaines! Oh, across the face!
Oh, nothing is working.
We're right into hard waves here with Officer, and I'm sure their players and their supporters too.
Well, they've cut the margin to under 50 points. That's something.
It certainly is. But
Shepherd to bring the ball back into play here for Monbulk. He's probably sitting there going, how the hell did we escape that one? But now Shepherd goes wide. Down the line. And it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in on the far side of the ground. And we can see how it is quite windy. If you look up the cut and draft balcony, like the balcony, what do you call that? Like the little gazebo type of thing?
Yep.
They're flapping around.
Yeah, flapping around.
Take off.
So you can see the wind playing a big factor. Now tap down. Monbulk are going to get the clearance here. Here goes Beecroft again. Just tucks it under his arm, backs himself in, then puts it inside 450. Has a player out the back. Don't mind if I do.
Oh.
Now goes short and does that well. Almost burnt him, but said, nah. Mitchell Decker will take the mark. And, geez, he's tucked up on the boundary, though.
Yeah, well, if he could have spotted him a second earlier, he could have got it to him over the back on the goal square, but this is going to be a tricky shot for goal.
So, Decker looks like he's on the banana The nah. Comes around. Banana looks all right. Across the face. Mitchell Decker.
It did look pretty good, actually.
I just wanted to go there. Oh, nah.
So back to a 50-point difference. 8-9, 57 now the Hawks.
Nah, go in.
To 7 behinds, Officer. So it looks like Snooks with the kick in duties, who missed a golden opportunity at goal a few minutes ago. Can bring the ball back into play for Officer. High up and under ball. That's a good strong mark taken, is it? No, just couldn't quite take it down. Gaines is wrapped up by Spencer, and it's going to be a ball up just forward to centre for Monbulk.
Bit stiff, I reckon. It probably could have been paid the mark.
I thought it could have too. But that's all right. Here we go. Up it goes once again. Rutherford up against Gaines. Snooks. Knocked towards the boundary line. Hutton gathers it cleanly. Chip kick down the line's a good one to Little. Little peered into the corridor. Decided against it. He might still go there. No, he will go long down the line. To about half forward. Seedsman on the lead. Has got it. Has he... No,
he's given away the free.
He's given away a free kick. Can you believe that? Nothing going right for Officer. So the recipient of the free kick is Banks, who chips across. And he's done that pretty well to Lind, who looks to the pavilion side of the ground. That's a good one to Spencer, who's done pretty well to get out there. He was contesting the ball just in front of us moments ago. Spencer a little unsure where to go. He calls for someone to come at him and sends it long down the line. Savoury will park himself underneath it. Couldn't quite stick the mark. Opportunity for Valentine out the back. Wentworth tries to spin out of trouble. Couldn't do so, but he eventually found Banks. They get the handball moving forward. Here's an opportunity. Paddy Barge again puts the Jets on. Kicks towards goal. Officer have got the representation. They should be able to get back to it. Hutton gets there first. It was Houghton, sorry. Hutton was there, though. Houghton sends it up the line, and he might have turned it over again. Can you believe that? He has.
Well, we're going 20 minutes too, so no much more than 5 minutes left in this quarter.
And this might be a kick at goal. Or will it be? No, it won't be. So Houston reckons he's too far out. Or will he back himself? No, I think
launch it, mate. Just go for it.
He is going to go for it. He wanted to pass it off. He's
Kick it from 60.
Houston, no, he's not going to go for it. Goes wide. Wall couldn't quite stick the mark. Well, Wentworth keeping him down. But a boundary thrown in the pocket. Not a terrible result for Monbulk as we start to get a little bit of sunlight here.
All of a sudden, everything's tinted a bit orange. It's the first time we've seen that today.
So boundary thrown in the pocket. Up it goes. Gaines to the front. Oh, dangerous. He tapped it back into the corridor. Plenty of Monbulk players were lurking. Here's an opportunity for Burley. Kick out of the pack. Don't tell. He's got it. Oh, Ryan Burley. What a goal that was. Something from nothing. And Monbulk extend the margin to 56.
That's a one-of-a-kind goal. You cannot be able to kick that through all of those hands. It was a bit of a wobbler, but it doesn't matter if it goes through the big sticks.
9-9-63 now on Monbulk to Officer 0-7-7. And Houston kicked a pretty good one in the first quarter, and Ryan Burley has just about topped it. That is a fantastic goal. As we wait for the ball to go back into the middle, but it's just been really the perfect day for Monbulk. Nothing is just going right for Officer. Maybe they can manage. Is Mark Seedsman's been put on the ball here. That's interesting. Anyway.
We did have 20 disposals last week, so it might not be a bad choice. Gaines probably got the better of the tap. Both ruckmen getting a hand on that. Now they have a look around. Can they get the ball moving? Tackle laid there. By Squash.
Might have to wait because the Monbulk ruck is very
Bailey Rutherford.
Yeah, I think it's Rutherford.
Trainer's gone straight out.
Grabbing his knees, left knee there.
Steve's gone and been a sniper or something. Jeez. But no, that just doesn't look good.
Nah. Writhing in pain, doesn't like this at all. And you can see how concerned all the players are.
So if we just wait for here, might even get some scores around the ground.
Yeah, I think we will, yep. We'll get some updates because there's a couple of interesting results. I'm really interested to see how that Warrialloc and Mount Evelyn game's going because Mount Ev had the lead.
Yeah, because they're all going into their teams now. I think the stretcher might be called.
All right, so I'll go through Premier Division here. Jembral Cockatoo 4-4-28. Currently trail Hillsville 13-6-84. Upway Tacoma 7-6-48. Trail Wandon 13-9-87. So still doing reasonably well Upway Tacoma considering. Alinda Ferny Creek 11-7-73. Led Emerald 3-7-25. No update yet from Warrialloc versus Mount Evelyn. I might just refresh that and see if we can get something. But Still saying that Mount Evelyn are 9 points clear, but it's the same score that it was at halftime. Adam, can you take us through Division 1?
Just as the play disperts, Rutherford's with a trainer just walking off the ground now. So Yarra Glen down to Warburton Millgrove, 6-4-40 to 14-13-97. Yay currently lead Powertown 11-9-75 to Powertown 8-5-53, so a bit of a swing for Yay there. Pakenham only leave it by 5 points, 7-5-47 to 6-6-42. And Alexandra doing everything they can to beat Belgrave 16-6, 102 to 8-7-55 as play resumes on the ground in front of us.
Just the one game so far in the Women's Division 1, and it was Hillsville got the job done by 40 points over Pakenham's 8-7-55 to 2-3-15. As the ball now back into play here, tap down, and here they go, look to go forward here, Monbulk, Houston, shot towards goal, and he's put it through. He's kicked two. The break in play didn't slow Monbulk down at all.
No, he didn't slow down a bit. You just watched him kept going, kept getting faster and faster. I think that's his third for the afternoon.
Yep. Third, sorry. Yep, I haven't marked him down once. Yeah, my apologies.
That's all right.
No. So, no one came within 30 metres of him.
Didn't you hear what I said? I said he wears number 2. He wears number 2. I didn't say he's kicked 2. He wears number 2.
Here we go. Anyway,
guys, get your hearing aids on. Yeah,
Mate, come on.
Anyway, so it's back in the middle. So Jake Gaines once again to the ruck. So Evans is going to have to go back in there, which is definitely not a terrible result for Monbulk, given how dominant he is. And here we go. They're going to go inside forward 50 once again. Hatherley. No, beautifully done by Honey. He was under all sorts of pressure, but he was able to cut it off, and he goes out wide. No mark can be taken. It was a good contest provided by Thornton. Houston again is involved. Valentine got the handle away, but he's turned it over. Banks can put him inside forward 50, but he decides to retreat to Henderson. Henderson got the hands away just in time. Banks, little chip kick into the pocket. Is that 15? Doesn't matter. Wall, kick towards goal, and he's nailed it! Another one for Monbulk. 68 points the difference. 11-9-75 to Officer. 7 behinds. 25 minutes, and that's his third.
They can't do anything to stop him, Officer, at the moment, as Trent just waves to the camera that I haven't started recording on yet. So,
that's embarrassing, isn't it? Well, that's embarrassing.
It is a bit. So that's, as we said, that's Wall's third goal. And
so what you're saying, they're still trying to debate some payments for being recording me on the camera over here?
Yes, yeah. So
me and Aiden don't come free, mate.
No, definitely not. We're a hot commodity. So it's back in the middle once again. Gaines got over the top of Evans and won the tap. But Evans, the big fella, did well at ground level. He gets the hands away to Spencer. Spencer releases Lind. Overlap run here provided by Ryan Burley. Can he run onto this? Yes, he can. And he'll put him inside forward 50 again. Long, high up and under ball looking for Hatherley. But Barge might get out of the back. Yes, he will. Handball back in the corridor. Baycroft, open goal. Puts it away. 74 points the difference. And this is an avalanche.
It certainly is. That's Beecroft's first, which honestly is hard to even think about it. He's been running up and down the ground. He's been everywhere. It was a little bit more quiet in this quarter, but he's been everywhere. And
who's been the best player on the ground? You reckon is it Beecroft or is it Shepherd? They're my two, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it's one of those two.
I think it might be Shepherd.
I think it might be Shepherd as well. Beecroft was really good, really early, but Shepherd's been playing the long game and he's been doing everything he can to go forward, kick a goal. I know Beecroft did the same, but Shepherd's been everywhere, but I don't know. It's hard to separate the two.
Here we go. So back in the middle once again. And it's still Gaines and Evans.
So Gaines and Evans. Ball thrown up. Throw did not favour them. Evans just grabs it out of the ruck himself. Now they can go forward here. Inside 450. Heavily at the front, but Jackson Honey doing some really good body work early and then going back and taking the intercept mark.
That's his second in the last couple of minutes.
Doesn't know where he wants to go, so he switches the kick. Interesting in this type of scenario that we want to do that. But it works out all right. Short to Little. Little pushes off his mark, has a look around. He doesn't know where he wants to go, so he's going to have to go back to Honey. Honey can go to West. West can possibly go to Valentine if he's quick, and that he does. Handball at the top. Valentine now comes in short. They've built this up all right here. This is Kyle Gaines. Gaines down the line. Is this going to stay in play? Yes, the bounce favours him here. And here's Westro, who swung forward and swings around on his boot, puts it inside 450, and it's going to be punched over line. Now, we remember when Westro was swung forward last time, he took a couple of crucial marks inside 450 and kicked a goal or two, I remember. So he was one of the changing factors that they were starting to come back against Emerald. Obviously, it was a big margin in the end, but he did change the game.
Well, he did kick a goal, and that's right. And it's the move that Officers have to make, isn't it, Trent? It's an attacking move. I mean, it's probably a little too late.
I was going to say that.
At 74 points, but at least they're going to take the game on.
Westro does the ruck dues, and there is is the siren for the 3/4 time siren, and it is a domination here by Monbulk down at Monbulk Recreation Reserve. Aiden, take us through the scores.
27-34 was that quarter. 12-9-81 are the Hawks. 2 just the 7 behinds for Officer. They're still yet to kick a goal. It's 3/4 time. Hopefully we might see one from the Kangaroos in the second half. But as you mentioned, Trent, it has been an absolute domination from the home side, who have really responded after that heartbreaking result a couple of weeks ago. We'll go through some scores now from around the grid match. But anyway, the umpire holds the ball aloft, and we are underway in the final quarter here in the match of the round at Monbulk Recreation Reserve. Gaines flew early, but it was Evans who won it down at ground level. This might be a chance here for the Kangaroos for the first centre clearance. They just soccer it forward off the ground. Maybe an opportunity for that man there, Lockie Ward, if he can gather it cleanly. Hutton over there as well, but the ball wins the foot race and heads over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. So already a stoppage in this final quarter. Up it goes. Evans to the front, but Gaines won it from the back. Snooks taking in the tackle. Here is Quatch, been one of the best players for Officer all day. Gets the handball. Now they can go inside forward 50. Seedsman in a 1-on-1. Veep with front position. Couldn't stick the mark. Can Ward get this out of the back? Yes, he can. Kick around his body. But Monbulk have got all the representation, and Savoury takes a pretty easy intercept mark.
Saves the day, you might say.
Yes, he did save the day, Trent.
Not bad. Not
and
bad.
Trent's pretty happy
with
with
that. He was
that.
so happy with himself too.
Lind for the long
everywhere.
kick out of defence. No mark can be taken by Decker. Paddy Barge, the skipper, did beautifully. Got the handball away to Henderson. Looking for Barge once again. Plenty of numbers around the ball. Jake Gaines is there. So too is Quatch. Handballs backwards to go forwards. West kicked down the line, but he shanked it out of bounds on the full, and Monbulk will win the ball back once again.
Nice crowd
through
catch
Henderson.
there on the fence.
Someone say KFC.
So Henderson off half-back. He's got, I think it was Rack leading up to him, but he'll go beyond him. Long kick down the line. Spencer is there, so too is Hewson. Honey can't keep it in play, and the ball will be thrown back into play on the pavilion side wing. So a bit of a slow start to this final quarter. Monbulk won't mind that, though. It's Officer who've got to force the hand. Up it goes. Evans will get to the front. Bit of a short throw. He'll just grab it. Handballs backwards, and here go Monbulk through the corridor. Wobbly ball to half forward, but it's going to work out. Spencer will park himself underneath it and take the mark. He can put him inside forward 50. Plenty of options to go to. He looks for Burley. Oh, he didn't take the mark. He probably should have taken that. He got the space in his opponent. Handballs back to Lind. Lind looking for Hatherley. It was knocked away from him. Here comes Antonio Quatch. Can he gather it cleanly? Yes, he can. Handball back into the corridor. Now one back towards the boundary line. Knocked on to Kinder. Gathers it cleanly. Handballs backwards to go forwards. Snooks has got it. He'll go back to Kinder. Chip kick down the line to Westra, who couldn't quite take the slips catch. Good contest was provided there by Rickard. Here's an opportunity for Houghton. Houghton to our mystery number 17. Back to Brody Snooks, who can put off for inside forward 50. Seedsman. No, Savoury. Too good, Robbie Savoury.
Do you want to go 2 for 2?
He really did save the day there.
Oh, there we go again. My dad had absolutely loved these dad jokes of yours. Shepherd in the back pocket. Loads up in that right boot.
You call him savoury, I call him shortbread and cream.
Over to Rack. This is unbelievable. Handball towards the boundary line is kept in play by Kinder. He goes back to Hutton. Hutton looks to go back into the corridor, but he's turned it over. He wins it back though, and a chip kick down the line should work out here. An Officer can continue to press.
It's a ball to be brought back inside forward 50 here for Officer. Hopefully Savoury's not down there to cut it off. But Westra at centre half forward now can really push it inside 450. It looks like he's looking around, but he can almost have the distance here. Tries to go wide into the pocket, and the kick isn't to anyone particular, and it's going to be thrown back out of bounds on the full. And it's going to be Lockie Shepherd. It's going to bring the ball back into play here. So Shepherd has a look around. Down the line. Can he go up? Flying high out the back. Almost a mark taken. Unable to hold on to it, though. And it's going to come back inside 450. And Quash has it. 40 from home.
If there's someone that I trust on Officer that's been playing pretty well today, it's Quash.
Yep.
I was going to say, you're going to say with your life. I was going to say, geez, he has to kick it now. He has to kick it.
Does. Has to.
I think he deserves one.
He does. He's worked. Yeah, he has. And it's playing a bit of midfield time as well. We haven't really seen him do that much when we've called him, but we've seen him actually go into centre bounce attendances. So Quash now to line up. He'll kick this all 40, 42. Comes in. Kick it's on its way. And he just pulls the kick short into Snooks.
I like that. That's such a good spearing.
But has he put him in a harder spot? I would only ask.
Probably.
Yeah, much closer, but you're right, Trent. This pocket has been really tricky for all players today. We've seen a few shots, and I think only one's gone through.
So Snooks tucked up on the boundary. He's going the drop punt. Kick is on its way. Is this their first goal? No, it's going to be rushed through for a minor score. I thought that might have been the opportunity for them to get their first, but it wasn't to be. And it's going to be Shepherd to bring the ball back into play. And he'll go to the far side, plays on. Seaman charges at him, but then gets the handball away. And they go short to Beecroft. Has a look around. And just goes short over the top. They go even shorter. And they're doing this all right to Cam Evans. Evans has a look around. He's going to switch the play and bring it into the middle of the ground to Hoare. Hoare comes across, and it's not a great kick, and Lockie Ward's going to cut this one off. So Ward swings around, puts a short kick over the top to Westra. Westra pushes off his mark at half forward. Has a look around, then puts a short kick in, looking for Seaman. Just a bit too much on it, but Snooks is there. It's Snooks.
I think you're right, Trent.
Yeah.
I think it is Snooks.
It is Snooks. So second chance at goal here for Snooks. So it clearly was Seaman he was going for, just a bit too much on it, but Snooks will take it and just go thank you very much and hopefully put through there first. He's got to kick it over Cam Evans' head, though. Snooks, kick is on its way. Is this their first goal of the afternoon? And they've got it! They've got it now.
There we go.
And look at Cam Evans. He goes in and gives him a hug after it, going, well done, mate. I love that.
Oh, that's relief for Officer.
Yeah.
Just being able to get the goal in. And obviously, it's too little, too late. But you'd rather go. You don't want to go goalless in a game. So well done, Snooks.
I'm not
The best thing about it, too, Snooks took it with good heart, too. When
Yeah,
he
of
didn't
course.
care but come up to him and thinking like he's taking the absolute mickey out of him, but he just said, oh, well done, mate.
No, I know Cam Evans pretty
I was
well.
gonna say.
He was not being a smart ass there. That was definitely with good intention. He's
just a
a
good
very
bloke.
nice man. He's a
Yeah,
great bloke.
yeah.
Yep. So it's back in the middle once again. Here is Cam Evans, grabs it out of the ruck, handballs back to his mate Ryan Burley. He'll get the Hawks to about half forward. Fisted back into the corridor. This is dangerous. Here's Spencer, who picked it up cleanly. Looking for Barge, but he missed him. Opportunity for Wentworth. Now an opportunity for Hewson. Beecroft is there, but Hewson was tackled holding the ball. And this will be an opportunity. So Officer connects at their defensive 50. Slightly dangerous one across goal, but it works out in the end to Hutton, who's got a man up the line. It's one of their mystery players. And he takes the mark well against Lind. Kicks down the line, should get to Westra, just fall short of him.
Oh, does well
Westra
too.
looked for the boundary line, but he spun around Burley, but Burley, that was a good smother. Really good defensive effort. Knocked back into the corridor by Mybus. Through comes Hutton. Plenty of players on hands and knees. Wentworth tries to win that footy, but Mybus really contested it well, and the umpire calls for it. We will have a stoppage right in front of our broadcast van.
So they've really fun the magnets around because you saw Snooks before start at centre half forward. Now he's come up to the stoppage.
Up it goes. Gaines went early, and Evans just got rid of him. Oh, Burley sold the candy beautifully. Throws a barrel onto the boot to half forward. Doesn't go too far, but it might still work out here for the Hawks. They've got plenty of representation. Strong tackle laid by Hatherley. And we'll have a stoppage at half forward for the Monbulk Hawks. So the umpire to throw the ball aloft, and Evans has had to do all the ruck work in the last part of this game with the injury there to Bailey Rutherford. We don't quite know the severity of it just yet. Hoping it's not too serious. Here is Wentworth. Beautifully done by Allen. Gets the handball away to Mybus. Long kick down the line. Probably should be turned over. No mark can be taken, but here's that man, Lockie Shepherd, who's forced yet another interception. His handball didn't quite hit the target of Spencer, and the ball bounces over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play. So another boundary throw in. Nearing half forward for Monbulk on the broadcast side of the ground. So Evans and Gaines once again to do battle in the ruck. Up it goes. Evans quickly runs to the front. Tapped it over his head, and it was sharked beautifully by Little, who gets Officer moving through the corridor. Westra, who's moved forward. Oh, dearie me. That man there, Rickard, slipped over at the wrong time. It's Shepherd again to save the day, and he goes out wide. And a beautiful kick to Henderson, who wastes no time. Kicks it down the line, looking for Evans. Can't quite stick the mark. Little once again had a good minute here. Gets the ball moving forward, looking for Westra. It's over his head. Rickard again, unable to take the mark. Saver in a 1-on-1 up against Seedsman. Westra gets the kick away just in time. Beautifully done. Here's our mystery number 58. Long kick to Seedsman, and he's got it.
Oi.
He's thought about playing on too. You can see it in his eyes.
So Mark Seedsman, this for back-to-back goals for Officer. And he's had a tough day up against Robbie Savoury, but he does get a 1-on-1 victory there. And a kick of only about 30 metres required from pretty much directly in front. So Mark Seedsman, can he get their second goal? Can he get it back to 61 points? just to save face a bit here for the Kangaroos. It's probably not going to be any real impact on the result of the game, but a percentage is important. In he comes. Seedsman. Does it hold the line? Yes, it does. It just snuck through. And Officer have got their second. Mark Seedsman's got his first. 2-8-20 to Monbulk, 12-9-81.
1 goal, 2 for the afternoon for Seedsman. I've got him down for. Is that correct? You've already got him down
That's
to?
what I've got him for as well. Yep.
So he'll be happy. What do I always say? Third time's the charm.
That's it. Third time's the charm. I think a lot of people say that, to be fair, Trent, but you can claim it if you want.
Oh, jeez.
Didn't know what to do.
We're such a supportive bunch here in the Outer East commentary team, aren't we? We really love to just throw it at each other.
Going to have to do my push-ups after that.
Back in the middle.
So ball in the middle of the ground. Thrown up. Tapped down one by probably Evans in the end. Gaines did get a bit of a finger on it though. Now they look to go forward here. Evans goes Barge's way, but Gaines just gets a kick off the ground, a toe poke in the right time that he needed to move it forward here for Officer. It goes wide. It's going to go over the boundary line.
There's been a free
kick. Sorry, it's going to go to Barge.
Yeah.
Against Ward. So Barge has a look around, gets off his mark. No rush.
No.
It just goes wide to the ground. I don't know why he wasn't rushing. Had all the time to look, and then he looked at the fence. Picked out the fence, though.
I'd love to see the Stafford out of bounds in the full today, my word.
Little to bring the ball back into play for Officer. Little down the line. Can a mark be taken? Flying high over at the front of the pack was hot and unable to hold it though. Ball in the pack, and they're going to stream out of here. And Monbulk, and they've opened up the middle of the ground here. Shepherd, Brett on the ball, inside 450, pushing the back. Umpire says play on. Getting it is Wall. Can he put Brett on the ball? Gives a handball off. Now, and he's gone for the thin area. Is that nearly dropping the ball? Must have got a foot to it. West kicks it, has his kick smothered, and coming through and busting through a big hip and shoulder was West, but it's got over to Beecroft. Calls the mark, but he's played on. Gives a handball over the top, but they've made it happen. What the hell just happened? But finishing the job there was indeed Burley.
He's kicked two.
Jeez, that was like a roller coaster going on there. I don't know what happened.
So much
they need to put the music, the cartoon music over the top of it.
The Benny Hill music.
That's what it felt like.
That's what you needed, eh? If we could doctor that after the game in some way, shape or form, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, like you said, the fresh airy, and then just to go.
Kick got smothered.
Kick got smothered. Beecroft had the footy, fell over, got the handball off, eventually got it to Burley, who kicked it, but it was all over the joint.
Evans pushes his opponent out of the way and then gets the handball forward, but Offside did grab the ball. Big thumping tackle. Help to the ground. The umpire blows his whistle for this one to be balled up. We've been going 12 and a half minutes in the last quarter. The ball's thrown up now. Evans again using his strength, then just grabs out of the ruck, gets it, bombs it inside 450. Can a mark be taken here at the back? No, they bring it to ground. West goes in, nearly overruns it, but goes back and gets it. But the handball wasn't to his favour. But they've managed to mop it up here. Bo Anthony goes wide and finds a teammate there in Kinder. Kinder goes down the line and finds Kyle Gaines. Kyle Gaines now plays on, then goes short to Quash. Been one of their better players, Quash for Officer. Takes his time, has a look around, nothing really presenting to him. And he decides to go short over the top to Kinder.
So Kinder looks to try and put them inside forward 50. He peers into the corridor though, and it's not a bad kick to Honey, who's had a pretty good second half. He goes wide to one of their mystery numbers here, number 17 of Officer. He goes out to West. West does go back to the corridor, but he's turned it over. The mark couldn't be taken though. Here's an opportunity now. If they can get it under their control, Monbulk. So through the hands and a stoppage on the broadcast side wing. So Evans in the ruck. Up against our mystery number 58. So up it goes. Evans taps it forward, back into the corridor. Little taken in a strong tackle, and the umpire will call for another stoppage. So 67 points the difference, 13-9-87 to Monbulk to Officer 2-8-20. They have managed to register a couple of goals in this last quarter, which is good to see. Evans just tries to smash it forward. It came off one of the Officer players' heads, straight to the lap of Paddy Barge. Here we go. Houston, long kick to the top of the square. They've got numbers out the back. Hatherley, can he bust the tackle? No, he can't.
It was actually very well picked up by Hatherley. Just picked it up, got his back to the player. I thought he was going to be able to bust through and kick it, but also very well locked down by the Officer defence.
Yeah, it was. He did have a bit of momentum moving forward, but anyway, up it goes. It's tapped back into the corridor. Beecroft was lurking. So too was Wentworth. Antonio Quach did beautifully. Stepped around a couple of Monbulk forwards. West in all sorts of trouble. Got the handball away just in time. And they might be able to get the ball away here through the broadcast wing. Handball was partially smothered. Brody Snooks taking in a dumping tackle.
He wasn't happy with the treatment either.
It was pretty heavy. Probably on the borderline, but I'll back the umpire in on that one. If it was probably any heavier, you probably would have paid a sling or a dangerous tackle, but I think we can allow that one. Anyway, up it goes. Stoppage at half forward for Monbulk. Evans just grabs out of the ruck. Was that a throw? No, umpire calls it to go.
What about that one?
Interesting one. Here is Wall. Does well. Ryan Burley already kicked two. Well and truly across the face, that one. Hatherley, nearly took the mark. He kept it in play. Swings around to the right boot. No. Here's an opportunity again for Monbulk, but they've turned it over. And now another turn. It's a game of tennis at the moment once again. Can you believe this? And through comes the umpire, and it's a free kick going the Hawks' way for high contact. So we'll find out who's got it, but it will be a shot at goal from only about 30 metres out on a slight angle. And this to potentially get it back out to 73 points, the biggest lead of the game.
Seems to be a Monbulk player down on his knees. He's not happy.
Is that Beecroft?
Might be.
Might be. So I believe it's Max Thornton as
Max
the recipient of the free kick.
Well, it's probably Max Thornton then.
No. Thornton's back here on the mark. I've got a couple of Monbulk players blocking me here.
Yeah, there's a lot happening. If he could do the good old pirouette.
I think it is Max Thornton.
Yeah, I think it is. I'll see it too.
Anyway, so Max Thornton.
Yeah, it is.
So that would be 43 and not 40.
Wait.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's Ziggy Hatherley.
So you go 24. That's where you see the two from.
Yep. So Ziggy Hatherley, from only about 30 metres out, he hasn't actually kicked a goal today. He's been pretty influential, but just hasn't troubled the scorers. In he comes to make it 73 points. And it's across the face. In fact, he's missed everything. It's out of bounds on the full.
The boundary umpire just signalled for a behind just there.
Yep.
The good old tap on the chest. But unfortunately for Hatherley, like you said, hasn't been able to score a major today.
So officer exit the defensive 50. Can they find a set of hands? Lockie Shepherd, what an intercept mark that was. That's probably his best for the day, and he's taken some beauties in a big pack, and he just made it look so easy.
He's got my money for best on.
Yeah, I think so, Trent. Shepherd loads up on that right boot, puts Monbulk straight back inside that forward 50 of theirs, and that's another strong intercept mark taken. Hutton, I think it might be, kicks across, finds Kinder. Kinder's got a couple of options up the line. Seedsman's high up the ground. Hasn't spotted him. Goes back into the corridor. It's a dangerous one. Wentworth affected it. He got a hand in. Allen got a kick away just in time. Dangerous times here for Officer. And Monbulk are going to force a turnover, but Barge couldn't take it cleanly. Wentworth came in to provide a hand. Here is Beecroft once again, taken in the tackle. And the umpire comes in and calls for a ball up at half forward for Monbulk.
So the ball to be brought up here at half forward. Thrown up. Evans wins that tap down to Beecroft, slugs up to the tackle, then runs around, puts a kick into the pocket. A leading player with absolute speed and hangs on to the mark. It looks like Mitchell Decker. Geez, didn't he just get out of first gear and come out of nowhere?
Just really put the Jets on. We saw Decker before putting some good contest in, good pressure on earlier with that leg speed, but really just seemed to pop out of nowhere. I didn't see him, and all of a sudden he had the footy in his hands.
So Mitchell Decker will line up here and will kick this all of 35-40. Big run up. Begins his approach. Kicks a long way back from a man behind the mark. Kick looks pretty good, and kick is home. Mitchell Decker has his first.
There we go, back to 73 points the difference.
Had a feeling he kicked one for a second, but he's just been in a lot of things inside that 450. I thought he had kicked one, but that is his first. Has hit the behind.
14,993 now to 2,820.
18.5 gone, so getting into the deep stages of this game.
Yep.
And it's just been a domination by Monbulk.
And so quarter one was 24.51, quarter two was 24.53, quarter three was 27.34, but we did have that extended stoppage with the injury, so all quarters have been about the same.
The ball to be brought back up here. Evans against Gaines. Gaines goes early, so Evans just manoeuvres him out of the way, grabs it out of the ruck, then gets the centre clearance moving forward. Can they get one out the back here? No, they've mopped it up all right here, but that kick is very interesting and it's going to be cut off and intercepted by 21 as he looks to put the ball back inside forward. If Shepherd's going to ask for it out the back, and that he does. Shepherd gets another possession, runs around the opponent, puts a kick inside forward 50. It's into a dangerous spot. Punched away, but mopping it up, kick towards. Oh no, they've gone to the pocket, and it's smart kick in the end. But I thought he was all in his right to have a shot, and it's gone to Mitchell Decker again.
Yep.
I think maybe he had too much coverage from the as a right footer, just too many officer players on his right.
Just back
foot.
yourself in, big fella. I thought he had the right, but it's unselfish. Decker will line up for his second in about 30 seconds.
Good kick, nevertheless.
Comes in now. Decker lining up for number 2. Kick looks pretty good. Kick is the same. He's got 2 and 30 seconds, and they extend their lead even further.
Well, he's got 2 now, Trent. So,
yes, he does.
So, yeah, absolutely. Just
2 goals, 1. He's been lively down that forward line just with that elite foot speed.
Yeah, of course he has. So Decker's really just come into a world of his own in the last couple of minutes. So it's been affecting the game all day, but just all of a sudden he's been open for goals, able to mark the footy and just go back and have a set shot, son.
There we go. So 15, 9, 99, 228, 80. 2820, sorry. It's nearly an 80-point margin, but this is the biggest lead of the game, 79 points. As the ball is back in the middle as we start to near the end of this match of the round, and what a dominant display it's been by the Hawks. Cam Evans is that holding the ball. No umpire calls him to go. Antonio Quach taken in a tackle by Wall. Plenty of players in this contest. Evans once again, and the umpire calls for it, and we will have a stoppage in the middle of the ground. So we wait for the umpire to throw the ball aloft. Up it goes. Evans up against Gaines. Gaines probably got the better of that tap, but it was sharked by Ryan Burley. Got the handball away to Henderson. Now Monbulk get the ball to about half forward. Wentworth didn't really get the bounce of the ball his way. Interesting bump. Umpire calls him to go. Through a couple of sets of legs. That was Hewson. And we will have another stoppage at about half forward here for the Hawks, who once again are pressing forward and looking pretty dangerous. And they've not taken their foot off the pedal in this last quarter. They've continued to pile on the pain for Officer. Evans did well. Won another tap. Ryan Burley puts him inside forward. 50. No mark will be taken here. Banks spins out of trouble. Tries to bust a tackle, but he couldn't do so. And he's tackled holding the ball. That would have been a miraculous goal if he could have pulled that off. Anthony, he ran into a bit of trouble, but eventually he exits the defensive 50. The kick onto Kyle Gaines. I don't think it was intended for him, but it worked out in the end.
No, it definitely was.
Gaines. Oh, dear. And Monbulk will rebound. Chip kick is a short one to Rack, who didn't have the shot at goal moments ago, but squared one up beautifully for Decker. He kicks across. Wall inside forward 50, and they're going to get another look at goal. It's Banks. They are just lining up here, Monbulk. Banks to potentially make it 85 points the difference.
Some might say today they've been doing the flying V. Adam Banks out there going for goal.
Oh dear.
Great movie, The Mighty Ducks. Great movie.
So Banks will probably kick from about 45 metres, pretty much directly in front. Either way, they should be able to crack the ton here. They're 15-9-99. Pointer a goal should get it for them. Banks, in he comes. And it just sneaks through for a behind. So it doesn't get the goal, but extends the margin to an even 80 points. 15-10-100 now. Monbulk to Officer 2-8-20. We'll be going 22 and a half minutes into this final quarter as Officer trying to exit the defensive 50. Here's an opportunity for Houghton at centre half back. Peers into the corridor, then looks wide, and that's where he goes and chips it out to Honey, who's got Little as a short option but wants to go beyond him, but then eventually does decide to go short and did that well to Allen. Allen, really unsure where to go, wanted to kick across goal, and eventually that's what he does, and this works out pretty well on the end. So this is a good little build-up here from the Kangaroos. Kick goes out wide. Here's an opportunity for one of our mystery players, number 17. He can go to about half forward. Beautifully done here to Mibus. Can he gather the ball under his control? Yes, he can, and did well. Spun around Rickard. Kicks back into the corridor. It was partially smothered, though. Plenty of players come to this contest. Good strong tackle laid by Rickard, and we will have a stoppage inside the forward 50 of Officer.
So, Officer, can they get another one before the end of the game? Ball's thrown back up here. Getting the tap down there was Evans. Gone over the back again, but Officer with ball in hand. They got to put the ball back inside 450. Can it might be taken here? No, it's dropped. So Monbulk now to get out of traffic. Handball out of the back. But can Officer create a turnover here? Ball at the bottom of the pack. They're fighting to get it out. The umpire's going to blow his whistle to ball this one up. We've been going 24 minutes into the last quarter, so their chance for one last goal is coming very close to the end. So they need to try and make something from this contest. But Shepherd says, and grabs it and boots it out of the defensive 50, and it's down the line. And Monbulk could be opening up the play here. There is no one back inside this forward 50 here. Get the kick over the top. Now they move it forward here. They because there's no one around, they're spinning around in circles trying to go backwards, but Beecroft's on his own! And then plays on, handball over the top, Haverley runs into an open goal and puts it out of bounds in the full.
Another out of bounds in the full. Can you believe that?
Jeez, he just set me up for a great call to call the game, and then he just goes, nope.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker, Trent.
It's the old meme where he goes, gotcha. Kick outside of the defensive 50, and Little takes a really strong mark over his head. Now moves it forward now, back to Little. Little runs off half-back, tucks it on his arm, has a bounce, then goes wide. And there is the siren to end the game, and it is a convincing victory here by Monbulk here, dominating every stat on their home ground and really showing why they are in the top 5 at the moment, staying in 5th spot. This is their 5th win of the season, and they have really dominated today, boys.
They most certainly have, Trent. As you said, it was a little bit of a rocky start in that first quarter. Neither side could really gain ascendancy, but the Hawks have just absolutely dominated. They dominated the middle. They converted inside forward 50, and they were just rock solid defence.